is your hatred for John Cena?
Yo, when Hulk Hogan takes a rock bottom better than you, there's a problem. There's a problem. My man. All right, so give me the camera.
One rock bottom.
Yo, no, it's more than that. Show, give me the camera. I got the fucking camera. Kenny, I'm gonna have to do it for you. I'm gonna give you the whole spiel. He came out as a prototype. Whatever. You know, he slaps Kurt Angle. Ruthless aggression. I'm not into that. Whatever. He comes out as a rapper. I'm like, okay, all right, I can dig it. You know, he's from Boston, so that's a strike. You know, us New Yorkers, we don't fuck with Boston too much, but you know what? I'll look over that. He's doing his thing. Something original. Some I could, you know, there's something different. It's entertaining. Comes around, and my man has a choice between The Big Show, Kane, or Shawn Michaels. And he gives the most pussiest promo I've ever heard in my life. I will never forgive this. And he's on some, well, you know, I don't want to fight The Big Show because, you know, he's a huge guy, and, you know, you got the Big Red Machine who wants to fight him, and Shawn Michaels is a legend. Fuck that, bro. You already beat all these motherfuckers already.
Her return on SmackDown.
Okay.
So I definitely read some rumors about that.
Because for whatever reason, and I don't know Cody's reason, you turn around and go back, and people are gonna go, you destroy thrones, and you go back? We have been doing this shit for ages, and he still doesn't know how to take it right. Trust me. That's it. I got you. My man, he collapsed with the kick.
That's what I'm saying. That's the way he didn't collapse during the sun. It was the kick. It was
and he's not even in his fucking chair when he gets in this fucking thing. He's not even in his fucking chair.
Yeah, but he thinks, oh!
There he goes.
Both matches without the wrestlers were entertaining.
And on that note, everyone, it's your friendly neighborhood.
I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right. And I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hype for this shit! That's right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm bar, get the phone ball, get around with the bomb with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey.
What's going on, everybody? It is Thursday night, and you know what the fuck that means is Wrestle with Knuckleheads. And boy, do we got some shit for y'all. Originally, we was gonna come here and we was gonna sit down and we was gonna be like, yo, AEW, NXT, and WWE all had events over the weekend, and we was gonna discuss who won the weekend. But apparently, over the weekend, they decided to do some other shit. So tonight is gonna be an open forum for anybody that's in the crew that wants to come through. Now we got conversations with Kenny, aka the call up, coming through. We got Pro Wrestling Podcast, aka Dave, coming through. We got Tony Twist from All Things Wrestling coming through. Gigi's coming on our way. You know she's always there. We got Cap in the building, and always your boy Toe Tags. Now, before I let Cap speak, because I know Cap got stuff to say. He said stuff about AEW the week before. He wants to get some stuff off his chest. I want to say some shit. I've been holding my tongue in the chats, and I've been thinking of some shit to say. I've been throwing shit in the pot, been stirring it up, seeing what comes out of it. No, you know what I'm saying? BA Punk, Toe Tags, what's up? What up, Pimp? Pimp's the first one in here, like always. But we here, and I just want to say this. I want to address AEW All Out. I want to address the situation that happened in the press conference. I want to address Clash at the Castle and
Worlds Collide.
Worlds Collide. And then I want to address Papa H and the way WWE's going separately. I want to address all those things separately. All right. So I'm gonna go first off with All Out. All Out, 14 matches, and I'll say maybe 12 bangers. With the match of the night being Acclaimed versus Swerve in Our Glory. Acclaimed, Swerve in Our Glory match of the night. What's going on, Hassan? Now, second match of the night, I would have to give to the Trios World Title. Omega, Young Bucks versus the Dark Order and Hangman Page. Because, those are two fucking beautiful matches right there. I want to say this. Jericho and Daniel Bryan proves to me Jericho should not attempt to wrestle like the Lionheart anymore. When you get older in your career, you start to learn how to depend on your psychology and you start to outthink people. You have to change your strategies. The Lionheart was a young man that was agile, quick, strong, had endurance, all this stuff. He could depend on his laurels. You know what I'm saying? He could depend on his natural abilities. Jericho right now is up in age where you can see that he can no longer depend on it as well as he used to. The match he had with Bryan Danielson, I was like, come on, bro. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to the Painmaker. Let's go back to this guy that's going to come in here. He's going to put on a match, but he's going to wrestle different. Because, you can't keep up with the Lionheart you used to be. I'm not going to say Bryan Danielson. You can't keep up with the Lionheart you used to be. The Moxley and CM Punk match. Now, last week we had a video of Cap saying how that match should have went. It did not go that way. It was a slugfest. CM Punk won, which kind of like it. Depending on how you see it, it either diminishes the role that Moxley took to be interim champion. To hold up, Harris, I got you right now. To either defending that title every week, or it could have made CM Punk take on that role himself and then start bringing up new talent and the new guys that he said he wanted to. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to cut the AEW All Out short because I want to get to this shit. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Now, two major reasons why that's not going to happen. One, he got hurt during the match, and they're saying it's either his tricep, his bicep, or his pec that was torn, and he might be out from 6 to 8 months. CM Punk. So he was going to have to relinquish that AEW title anyway. But if that did not happen, the second thing definitely happened, and he got suspended along with the Young Bucks and Omega, where a fight broke out in the back because of the shit he said during the scrum. Now, this is what I want to address. Both parties are right and wrong. They're completely right with not liking someone. You don't have to like everybody you meet. You know what I'm saying? You could not like somebody's vibe. You don't mix well with these people. You don't like what they stand for. You might feel threatened them, whatever the case may be. But they're completely wrong in the way both parties handled the situation. CM Punk could have clearly been a professional during that media scrum, said, I'm not answering none of these questions. I'm not addressing none of that. We're going to talk about the match with Moxley, and we're going to talk about the future of the AEW title. That's what we want to hear anyway when it comes to a wrestling fucking media scrum, a wrestling media fucking, when you're gonna talk to the media, that's what we want to talk. That's what we want to hear. What's next? You know what I'm saying? Build up the promotion. What's going on, Amy? I don't want to hear you talk about some shit that happened 13 years ago, and then you're telling everybody to go fuck off and all this other shit. Then especially I don't want you to go, if you got a problem, come to my fucking face. And then the people that have a problem come to your face, and now it's a problem. Now, should the Young Bucks and Omega went to his face? As a man, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, listen. But as a professional, no. You guys want to talk about you love this business, right? Every single one of them, they love this business. They're trying to do, they're trying to bring up the young people. They're trying to, to have respect for what they're doing and all this other stuff. Everybody wants to be the top guy. Everybody wants to be praised for their ability and all this other shit, right? But where's your respect for this business? That shit flew out the window. Back in the day, you never seen anybody talk shit like that. The only time you ever seen somebody get physical back in the day is when someone asked them if wrestling was fake. Then they got smacked in the face and said, was that fake? Vader fucked up plenty of newscasters asking him if he was fake. Sid fucked up somebody. Homeboy got sent to Japan because of that shit when he smacked the fucking the broadcaster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Undertaker had to protect people. Like, you don't bring. One thing I've learned is you keep your private business out out from the public. You keep it in the bedroom, and you know what I'm saying? Oh, thanks, Amy. You know what I'm saying? Like that. This is my beef. The fact that you ruined an amazing weekend of wrestling over your fucking egos. Over your egos. Because I didn't see the whole thing, but what I've seen, and from what I'm hearing, is since no one asked him this question. Is that right? No one asked him the question, he just started speaking?
As soon as it started, he just went, before anybody says something. There was like one dude was about to ask a question. He's like, before anybody says something, and then he jumped into his whole tirade.
It was like, you really wanted to say this shit. So you really had beef with these people. And it shows when you called out Hangman. That looks so unprofessional. It kind of looks some pussy shit when you calling out Hangman when you know he can't do nothing. Why are you doing everything in public? Do that shit to their face. You're the same man that says, if you got a problem with me, come to my face. Why ain't you going to theirs? Takes two to tango. You know what I'm saying? Crazy with the 18 months strong. Appreciate you, brother. This is my beef with it. As a man, it's like, oh, my receiver just caught something. As a man, it's like, yo, you can't talk all this shit in the public eye. Like, if you had these problems in the back and you held it down in the back and they had that fight and no one knew about it, but then news broke out because someone leaked it or some shit like that, and it's like, what happened? What happened? But you just challenged them to a fucking fight on national TV. You can't expect these people to be like, yo, well, I'm just gonna sit here and not do nothing about it. You know? So you ruined AEW's second reign in less than fucking 4 hours. In less than 4 hours, you ruined your second reign. Then you ruined the inauguration of the Trios Championships. The first ever Trios champions that we have. That whole storyline, that whole thing. We waited how long for Omega? All of that was ruined because they wanted to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that was ruined. And now Death Triangle is the Trios champion, which for months, every one of us has been saying we wanted the Death Triangle to be the first Trios champion. And then, I was saying have Omega and the Young Bucks challenge him afterwards. But now that was ruined. We had Omega come back, and he's gone now. He's suspended. So we can't even see him at Grand Slam. We can't see the Young Bucks at Grand Slam. If CM Punk is really injured or if he wasn't, we can't see him at Grand Slam neither. You know what I'm saying? Like, the professionalism of the way all these people acted was all fucked up. And also, Tony Khan needed to be like, yo, CM Punk, do not talk about this shit on this press conference. You're like, hold on. This ain't the time for that. This isn't the time for that. This is about All Out. This isn't about you and Coke Cabana and these fucking people. Yes, that was selfish of him. And it was stupid of them to go after him. Because even when Bret Hart got screwed in Survivor Series, Vince went up to him and was like, yo, you can punch me in the face. I know what I did was fucked up. It was handled there. Bret Hart threw his temper tantrum, but that was outside of the TV. They didn't keep recording. They said, yo, cut the feed. Whoever was in the crowd saw it. Then they went to the back, and Bret Hart went to go fuck up Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon said it was my fault. He got punched in the face, and that was it. They handled it. And then they did the press conference where Vince did the Bret screwed Bret, and no one knew the story until 20 years later. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my issue with them. What happened in All Out? What's going on, Dave? My bad for not saying what's up to you when you first came in. You know what I'm saying? So that's my issue with what's going on with that.
That's good.
And what's going on? Yeah. I don't know if you heard me.
Connection's bad, so I might have a delay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Clash of the Castle was pretty good. Each match had their time to go. It was 6 matches. They had their time to go. The Riddle and Seth Rollins match was pretty decent. Roman and Drew McIntyre was a pretty good match, but a lot of it is in AEW too. A lot of it is rinse and repeat here. We're getting a slugfest. We're not really getting too many matches. You know, it's okay because I guess that's the way wrestling's going now. But we'll gloss over. I want to address the one thing that no one's gonna say, but I see it, and I'm gonna fucking say it. Triple H is doing the same exact shit that Vince McMahon did, just with different people. There's nothing new happening on Raw. He picked his new favorites, and now they're being the stars of all these fucking shows. Theory is still a joke, and I don't know who his rivals. I don't know who he's trying to have a rivalry with. Kevin Owens is coming out saying, "Look at me, I'm serious now." And then you have Monday Night Raw and Friday Night Roman Reigns. SmackDown has still not been important enough for me to watch. How long has Triple H been in control of WWE creative? Not Raw's creative, WWE's creative. How long has that happened? A couple weeks now.
Yeah.
Almost 4 weeks, 5 weeks. And I still don't give a shit about SmackDown. SmackDown was the A show for a while when Sasha Banks and Roman was running it. Now it's Friday Night Roman, and he's not even fucking there. What's going on here? We got shit that's happening for no reason. We literally have Dexter Lumis, who kidnapped The Miz. And then they started him stalking The Miz. You already kidnapped him. Why'd you let him go? You know, we playing this storyline in reverse? Are we literally seeing this shit backwards? We saw the climax of the story, now we're gonna see the buildup? That don't make sense. It don't make sense. You know, like, come on. And I was gonna come out and say the AEW, their storylines are weak and all that, but right now they're in a rebuilding stage right now because they just suspended half of the fucking main guys on their roster. So now you get a chance. You have no choice but to build stars, and if you keep leaning on these old motherfuckers, it's gonna fuck them up, bro. I'm telling you right now, Darby Allin should win that fucking tournament. It should not be it should not be Bryan Danielson, it should not be Moxley, and it should not be Jericho. I know they want to step up and be leaders of the fucking locker room, but let someone young and new win that title, because then you can make other stars with them. Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin have a fucking rivalry with the TNT title. That TNT title means jack shit. You put that same rivalry in AEW title, or Darby Allin with fucking MJF, or Darby Allin with Brody King, or Darby Allin with fucking Penta, or any other fucking person on that roster, there's gonna have good fucking matches. MJF is the fucking champion. He's gonna have good storylines. Let's build some people up now. Now, let's do what we've been trying to fucking tell WWE to do for the past 20 fucking years, and let's get some of the AEW originals that's been sitting in the back, building this company when there's a fucking pandemic in the world, and no one wanted to wrestle except for those guys. Let's get them some fucking respect. Not people that's just gonna come in because, oh, guess what? You got some steam on you. Now I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna try to take the shine. Come on. Let the Acclaim, the real tag team, win the tag team titles. People were begging for that shit in Chicago. They were begging for that shit. Real quick, I'm pretty sure there's more shit I want to say, but right now I'm at the peak of my fucking my shit. So I'm gonna read some of the chat. Cap, if you got something you want to add to that, you can.
What else can you add to that? Except the only thing I will add is I think what we see now is a result of Tony Khan, who's not in the wrestling business. Like, he's a fan of it, but he's not a runner of the business. It's clear as day.
Yeah.
Cody left, and he fucking panicked. When Cody left, he pressed the buy button and bought up all these superstars, all these free agents, has nothing to do for them, put together Swerve and Keith Lee as a makeshift team out of nowhere, gave them the belts, which they didn't fucking deserve, gave Claudio the ROH belt, which he just came out of nowhere, when you bought ROH and you're trying to build it up, they had their own already established people.
Yeah.
What'd you do? You came in there and fucking put belts on all your guys, and all your guys happen to be ex-WWE guys, with the exception of Wheeler Yuta, which, by the way, had a banger match with Daniel Garcia.
Yes, he did.
Then, not only did you do that, you started putting out your product at so high a cost because you were in a panic. Most of your stars injured themselves, and all you had left was just the ego amongst ego. MJF held you over a barrel for money. CM Punk and the Young Bucks and Omega, their egos exploding. Fucking Hangman Page saying some shit, so I agree with Punk, where Hangman came out of pocket. That shit was handled in 2014.
Yeah.
It's dead and gone. Why are you bringing that up now? That is irrelevant. That's irrelevant to what they were trying to say.
That is true. If he would, yeah. No, I was just saying, if instead of him talking about Colt Cabana in the back, if he would have been like, "Yo, I'm protecting the boys in the back because you came here saying you was gonna make everybody better and make everybody a star, but you're really here for yourself."
Yeah.
You know, that would have lent more to the storyline, and they would have been like, "Yo, you know, okay, this is personal now. He's trying to say that this is my locker room. You can't come in here and take over." But yeah, it's what's going on, Gigi? Gigi's gonna be on in a few.
If you want proof of everything I'm saying, that this is Tony Khan in panic mode and he let this shit run off the rails, look at his face during CM Punk's tirade.
Yeah.
You could see he's sitting there going, "What the fuck is this guy saying? What are we doing?" He has the look as if Punk was the boss and he couldn't say nothing to the boss. And it's like, dude, you're in charge.
Yeah, I don't think he ever got over the fact that these guys are stars and he's still a fan of them.
I don't think so either. And he, like I said before, he has not got over the fact that Cody left.
He's playing catch up because, in all honesty, if he had, I don't want to say if he had their respect, but if he thought that he had as much respect as he thought he does, he would have been able to tell Punk like, "Yo, this ain't the time for this. This ain't the time for this shit."
Now, in regards to Punk himself, you see I'm wearing the shirt. I put the name.
Word, Matt. Yeah.
I understand why Punk addressed the situation. Because what do you call it? The Young Bucks and Omega stupidly fucking said bullshit for no reason.
You look good, Dave. Just in case if you wanted to.
He knew he was gonna get asked about it, so he tried to cut it off at the pass. What he did is he went at the controversy and then took a left and a right and a U-turn, and like he went weird directions where he could have just stayed in the pocket with it and been like, "This is asked, answered, and addressed. We handled it. It's squashed. Done." But then he went extra steps with it.
So can I make a point about something?
Yeah, good.
So about that whole thing, right? You remember back with the infamous like pipe bomb and all that. Obviously, he had some grievances with WWE back in the day. So Vince McMahon said, "All right, go ahead, go out there and kind of use it as a therapy session," right? So he said some shit that was not necessarily supposed to be on TV also. And that came out to be one of the most like coolest things that's ever happened in wrestling. So why is that okay and this isn't?
Well, in all honesty, it kind of felt like the WWE was like, "We'll give you permission to say some shit," and also he was the same way right now. I'm throwing a rant because I'm kind of like pissed off and I'm saying like these people should have handled this better. Punk, when he threw the pipe bomb is basically like, this place kind of sucks because this, and this. But in the press conference, he's like, "Fuck this guy, fuck that guy, fuck him. And if you want a piece of me, come fucking take a piece of me." All right.
I got an answer for this.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it this way. The reason why it was okay in the WWE because the WWE handled what he did professionally, and Omega and the Young Bucks didn't. Instead of for me trying to come up with some bullshit, that's what it is. No one in the WWE went up to Punk and started a fight, but the Bucks and Omega did. And when your actions cause consequences, and it's both. It takes two to tango.
Yeah.
So, what I'll add on to that is
What's going on, everybody. New
in the WWE, everybody understood that. Okay, he's mad. Go out and do your promo. Let him say whatever it is. Whatever he says doesn't mean shit to the boys in the back or to Vince McMahon. Like, go out, because he literally said that the WWE would be better off when Vince is dead, which is a shitty fucking thing to say.
Yeah.
At the time, we didn't know any of the allegations. I know some people might bring that up, but that's a weird thing to say. But it was understood that we're letting the petulant child go through his tantrum, and once it's done, we'll get back to our shit. What makes the AEW thing different is that you could tell Tony Khan had no idea this was going to be said. The Young Bucks and Omega had no idea this was going to be said. And like I said,
Jamie?
He repeated twice that Scott Colton has a bank account, a joint bank account with his mom. And I was like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Like,
you know what I find weird also? Like something that I found weird was like, what are the odds that the first guy he calls upon to ask a question also has a relationship with Colt Cabana?
Well, that's the first guy that they called upon. And that's why he cut it in. That's why he jumped in and said it, because he knew he was going to get asked about it. But what I want to know is...
Yeah, they wouldn't let that happen.
One of the comments that I heard that Kenny Omega didn't like Punk because he thought Punk was going to come in and overshadow. And to that I say, Kenny Omega, you wrestled in Japan. I know you. Pro knows you. I introduced you to toe tags. 20% of your audience knows you. Everybody knows the fucking name CM Punk. They were cheering for CM Punk well before you fucking signed him. Why are you so insecure and so worried about Punk? You're the fucking EVP. You can position yourself however you want. Why are you so worried about Punk coming in and taking over? The crowd has already made him a fucking megastar.
It's weird though. You're right though, because it sounds like they're intimidated.
Yeah, and I love Punk. I've been a Punk fan since Jump. But what are you and Kenny? Yo.
He rubbed his face on that before.
But Kenny Omega.
No.
I don't know why, and I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart here. I don't know why Kenny Omega is that worried about Punk taking anybody's spot. Have you seen Punk wrestle? Punk is at 85% at best in his matches, and that's if he's not hurting himself every fucking match he has. He has not come back to full bore. Man, you could tell with his stamina, you could tell with the way he's moving. He even made the comment, which I didn't like when he first came back. Somebody asked him in an interview about getting back into ring shape and training, and he said he didn't need to do that. He'd just show up in the ring, and it'll come back. And it's like, clearly, no, you got to fucking show back up in the ring, dog. You're like the Ultimate Warrior, ran down to the fucking ring, and now you can't last a 10-minute match.
Yeah,
if you're watching that, and plus Omega, you're hurt. I mean, you're just coming back off injury. You and the Young Bucks are trying to build up the trios thing. What are you so fucking worried about?
But here's the thing, though. Now we have the question, like, maybe they're not worried about Punk overshadowing them because Kenny Omega's an international star. He's held New Japan Pro Wrestling down. He's held the highest honor in New Japan Pro Wrestling with Okada. You know what I'm saying? Like he's done some crazy shit in internationally. But maybe they came in and was like, yo, we don't like the way that this dude's coming in here. Tony Khan's already giving him the title. He's getting all these storylines. Like Maybe that was the beef with Cody. It was like, yo, Cody, you're trying to say that you're bigger than the company. Like, if it wasn't for Punk getting hurt the first time, we don't know what he would have done with the AEW title. But what we've seen so far was he came in, he had his storyline with Darby Allin, he challenged him. He had a major storyline with MJF, and even you said it, Cap. He didn't really make MJF a star because after that, MJF squeezed Tony for more money. This is the problem when we're talking about AEW's having a problem, is because it's in the back. Look at all these situations that I just said that MJF could have probably been a star off of CM Punk if he would never did that shit with Tony Khan. No,
I
can't even say that.
Have a problem.
I can't even say that because after the CM Punk shit, he did that shit with Wardlow. MJF made Wardlow a star.
Yeah.
And then he left before that. But CM Punk got hurt and he couldn't hold the AEW title.
But see, that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. MJF should have came out of the CM Punk rivalry in a top position where you're like, yo, he's got to be the one to take the belt off of Punk. Instead, he came out of that and they went, hey, MJF, now make Wardlow a star, which he did.
No.
Well, yeah, and then
Wardlow might be cooled off now, but Wardlow was hot.
Yo, he came out of that storyline red hot.
Storyline red hot.
And then he just
now you have MJF, who this is the problem that I foresee from my perspective. You have MJF come back with the voicemail that Tony Khan, whether it's real or not, giving in to his demands. Okay, you're going to do that, and then you're going to come back and still be the same MJF. There's no further advancement in his character. He's just the same dude now with more money.
Yeah, he's still dropping WWE names. I'm starting to not like that shit.
Yeah,
well, it's because he's a hot free agent, bro.
But he's
a half free agent.
Or he's gonna be like 2024. The fucking bidding wars are gonna be crazy for that guy.
Yeah. But now here's the thing though. Nobody has ever in their mind said that Vince McMahon is weak. We all said he's out of touch. He don't know what to do anymore. But nobody has ever said that as a man who runs WWE, he's weak. When you come out here as MJF and show everybody what Tony Khan said to get you back, and then you go out there and you just trash AEW, Tony Khan, what the fucking title means, what the title's supposed to mean, you're just going to use it as a bargaining chip. You're doing just as much of a disservice as Punk and the Young Bucks fighting in the fucking back.
That's what Punk did, though, with his promos back in WWE. He said he's going to take the belt and run away with it.
But remember, also a part of those promos was that he was saying how John Cena wasn't shit.
But
he was saying he was the best wrestler in the world, and the guy that you have main eventing pay-per-views when I was champion is John Cena. He can't wrestle. He's been champion so many times he can't wrestle. He's your boy, and he can't wrestle when I'm the best in the world. It was a part of his stick back then. That's why he was like, I'm going to take this title and I'm going to run with it to a place that's actually wrestling or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the difference, and I'll say this again. Here's the difference. When CM Punk says, oh, I'm going to take this title and run, you know damn well Vince McMahon is in the back like, all right, motherfucker, leave with it. I'll take it from you. I'll have somebody beat your ass in the street and take it.
Yeah.
Like, Vince McMahon is going to get that shit back. Tony Khan is like, Tony Khan really right now looks like a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Like, they're just running all over him.
Go ahead, Tony.
Well, I was going to say, in all honesty, if Triple H was running that press conference, before anybody would have came out, Triple H would have been like, yo, no questions about the Colt Cabana shit or any personal things that had to do with Punk. Keep it to the pay-per-view and what's going to happen in the future of wrestling. I don't think anybody was prepped for that. Especially if he's just going to pop up and start talking. Because, like, even Matt was saying it's unprofessional. And if I was Tony Khan, to answer Harris's question, you can fire him, or you could be like, listen, you got beef with these people, either we're gonna settle it one way or another. Because it would be stupid to have Punk to fire Punk when you have such, like, he does bring in such viewership, but you have so much things you can still do with him. Because if you're gonna fire Punk, you're gonna have to fire somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could turn around and be like, yo, if y'all motherfuckers need to fight right here and now, you gonna have then you fight. But y'all gonna have to settle this shit. Because CM Punk seems to be Tony's boy. He seems to be the horse that he's backing.
You know what? But you could say the same thing with Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar. Do you remember that one year where he won, what was it, the Universal Championship, back when it was red? And he went backstage in Gorilla, and he just threw the bell at Vince.
Yeah.
And Vince just goes, hey, asshole, and that's it. You could say the same thing about that. Didn't matter what Brock Lesnar ever did. That was Vince's boy.
Dude, again.
No, but I'm saying wait, hold on. Well, I'm not saying that you can't fire CM Punk. What I'm saying, it would be stupid to fire CM Punk over this.
Here's what I'm saying. When Brock Lesnar threw the belt at Vince McMahon, tell me right now, you can't picture in your head a scenario where Vince McMahon got up and tried to go after Brock. Like, everybody in the world can see that.
He's done it before.
But what I'm saying is, Vince McMahon, when some shit happens to Vince McMahon, we all have the understanding that he has enough balls to deal with the situation. Tony Khan went on AEW and did a fucking pre-tape promo and didn't feel like enough's enough. The Young Bucks are fucking suspended. We stripped the titles. I'm tired of this shit. We got to get back on track. He didn't do that. He went out and looked at a kid who was forced to apologize to his neighbor because he hit him too hard. And he was like, we have to. He was so weak coming out of this.
I think he came out pretty on top with that.
Yeah, I liked what he said because it was one of those, yo, listen, we have a plan moving forward. These guys are gone. We have a plan moving forward. Because at the end of the day, that's all we give a shit about. What's going to happen now? So they're suspended. We got new champions and the tournament for another title.
Again, he has a plan. It's all good. But Moxley went out there and actually gave probably the best fucking promo that I've seen from him, where I actually believe that he's trying to fucking turn this around and like, yo, fuck all that shit in the back. We still got a job to do. We're going to make this shit what we're supposed to be again. Jericho, in 3 seconds, Jericho yelling that this is his locker room. And after hearing the story that him and Moxley and Brandon Daniel fucking went in there, Bryan Danielson went in there and tried to galvanize everybody. That was the passion I needed to see. Tony Khan said the right words. But for me, I'm not saying that everybody but for me, came off looking weak because he didn't say it with enough authority. He said it like, I have no choice but to strip Punk of the title. I have no choice. Where he could have been out there and be like, yo, not in these words, but he could have had the passion of, this idiot's fucked up and I'm handling this shit.
Yeah.
I'm tired of all the backstage.
It's the same way he was talking shit about WWE in that same press conference. He's like, I feel like Jimmy Crockett, but I got enough fucking money. I'm not gonna stand up for this fucking shit. You know, he was talking tough about the WWE.
That's the difference, though. You actually have the CEO and the president of a wrestling company coming out there and saying this shit. Versus when Vince McMahon, if anything ever happened, unless it was like really severe, he would have somebody else do his fucking dirty work. Vince McMahon wasn't the one firing people. It was John Laurinaitis.
No,
yeah,
you know
what I mean? But that's how the business works, though.
But when Austin walked out on Brock Lesnar, Vince McMahon did come out and say Austin took his ball and went home. He did address it in front of the people when Austin left.
Was that Vince McMahon, the CEO, or Vince McMahon, the character?
I think that was Vince McMahon, the CEO, because it was business. At that point, I don't think Vince McMahon was a part of the storylines.
So
like that.
Again, for me, whether Tony Khan came out in a character or not, all I needed was just more. I needed a projection of more strength from him.
If he's the leader, it's
I
weak.
don't see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see him. I see him as in charge, not in lead.
Yeah.
Like he's the guy who signs the checks and has the final say, but he's not running the show.
But then again,
running the show, the Young Bucks wouldn't have fucking done this. Hangman wouldn't have done that shit.
But this is where you turn around and go, maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't have that personality where he's a forceful leader. You know, maybe he's one of those guys like, yo, I respect all of you people and I respect your opinions and blah, blah, blah. And then when this happens, he's not prepared for it. But this is where you need your consigliere. This is where you would need someone like a Jericho that you signed in the beginning to start giving you advice like, yo, the background, the people in the back, they're frustrated with this shit and that shit. You got to handle this. Or,
He's got Jerry Lynn. He's got Dean Malenko. Those two guys are highly respected guys.
It's a chain of command. It's a chain of command. You don't go straight to you don't go to CEO of McDonald's to complain about your burger. You go to the manager.
Yeah. I think he needs to give a little more of like the disciplinary reins to someone else.
Yeah. But
that's my thing. If I don't trust him enough, because Toe earlier said that, we're not going to see Omega and the Bucks at Grand Slam. Grand Slam's 2 weeks away. Suspensions only last 2 weeks normally in wrestling. Like I could see him freaking out and like we need something, so put him on the show.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. The biggest part is when there's a lack of leadership. That's when all these people start doing petty shit. When the leadership is strong and you instill the respect for the company because this is a perfect example. FTR went on, and started, speaking highly of Punk. You know what I'm saying? Like they went on whatever they did, and they were talking about how all the stuff Punk did in the back was helping people with their matches, watching this stuff. Yeah, like they went on and said, listen, CM Punk does help the people in the back. So I don't know why they don't mention that shit, but they mention all the shit that he said during the press conference. These are people that respect the business and go, listen, you're dragging this ugly shit out where there is like, no, this is the way it is in the back. But when you have the bad leadership of it is you have your section of people who respect the business or that company so much that it's like, yo, we see what these people are doing for the business. Fuck all the other shit they're doing. And then you see this is what they're not doing for the business. And fuck all the shit he is doing. And when a leader can inspire you, you don't see that in ECW. Have you ever seen ECW, a company that didn't even pay their fucking wrestlers? You ever heard of stories where they're fighting in the back because some shit happened 13 years prior?
No. The only time I ever heard them fighting is they just fought with Paul Heyman, but not each other.
Yeah. That's when the leader is like, yo, if something happens, you come to me. You don't handle it yourself. It's like you got to be a parent. Pretty much. So
I just want to point out that all of this is perceived weakness.
Yeah.
And that's my problem. Is perception does become reality. And like, what do you call it? I don't know. Somebody had said in one of Toe's chats where like the show was great. All Out was great.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
So All Out should show that the company is on a good trajectory, but the perception is that it's fucking falling apart because everybody's getting hurt, everybody's fighting in the back, Punk's doing this shit. Like that's the perception.
Yeah,
and that's not the case at all. Like,
it's not.
Just judging by yesterday,
it's not the case. But that's the place that they're gonna have to fight from because again, if it's not the case, Jericho had to remind everybody it's his locker room. Moxley had to come out and say that this shit has got to mean something again. Like people are acting towards the perception.
You know what the crazy thing
is?
This is the closest we've got to seeing like AEW is a team that wants to give us a product that's wrestling. This is the closest we got to when they started because they built this on this is wrestling and we're gonna bring the best in the world together to put on the best show we can. And then it just started becoming we bringing more people in. This guy's the champion. It's like
I think they did it
at
again.
no point did they not give us good wrestling. Like the shows they gave us when it comes to wrestling, at no point did they not give us good wrestling. They always gave us good wrestling to watch. That was never the case with them. But when you start seeing all these little things like Cody left, and then all these things in the background with Thunder Rosa, and then Malachi Black wants to leave, and all, you start seeing this, and you start going, hold on, why does everybody want to leave? What's going on? And then the perception of Tony Khan, they're fighting in the back. This guy's talking shit about this one. These guys are leaking information on that one. This one took a picture of this guy's asshole. It's like, wait, on TV, this seems like an awesome company, but then it's like in the back, the inmates are running the same.
That's WWE too, though. That was WWE for a long time.
The wrestlers were miserable in WWE, but they never.
I agree with you. And what the fuck did we all say at the time? We were all saying WWE sucks.
Yeah.
AEW is gonna outrun them. WWE doesn't know what the fuck they're doing anymore.
They better
People
change.
were saying the same shit.
Especially during when they cut 180,000 people.
And look, they're just fine.
Again, I'm not saying. So here's the difference. Here's the difference for me, right? As the guy, and Toe can tell you, I'm not the WWE guy. I've been a fan first of almost every other wrestling fucking promotion I've ever seen, other than WWE.
He was WCW. He was TNA before TNA got a TV deal.
I was TNA. I was fucking ECW.
Yeah,
anything I could get my New Japan. Anything.
When there was no competition for WWE, he was watching New Japan. Show me these guys.
Yeah. I'm like, go to WWE.
Yeah.
And there are times where when WWE was the only thing around, and I just stopped watching.
No, yeah.
I just didn't watch. So here's my thing. The only reason I'm concerned is because WWE doesn't give a fuck. They can have two people watching, and they'll still make $1 billion deal with a network and fucking steamroll. They're not. It's not that they're too big to fail. They've been around so long that we all know about the cycle of WWE. How it's great, then it went, then it starts going down, then it's bad, then it comes up good, then it's great. We know there's a cycle. AEW hasn't had that longevity, and the one thing nobody's talking about is with the Warner Brother and Discovery merger. There's actual talks from David Slazov behind the scenes that when the TV contract is up for AEW, he's not gonna renew it because he's not into this product. And if AEW, this is what I'm worried about. If AEW runs into a situation now where Warner Brothers and TBS is not going to renew their TV deal, where they're going to go? Because if the perception is everybody's getting hurt, all your top stars are getting hurt, all your guys are arguing in the back, this is all falling apart, where are you going to go when your TV deal runs out? Now, they have time to right the ship. I'm not saying that they're done and they're gonna go out. I mean, shit, TNA or Impact has been trashed for how long, and they're still going. Yeah. And like NWA is still going, even though nobody watches that either. Like, I'm not saying that they're gonna be down, but I'm worried because they don't have the backing now of the network like WWE. WWE has the backing of two networks right now, and seemingly of USA for whatever the fuck they want to do ever.
Yeah.
So they can live the rises and falls, the peaks and valleys. AEW doesn't have that secured yet, and I'm just worried because all this is. I
mean, Kat, they just made number 2 in cable with the ratings that they just did.
True. But this motherfucker, I don't know if you watched the comic book podcast, but Dave Zaslav just canceled a $90 million movie that was already made. He's canceled other shows that were already made. He's canceled HBO Max, which he's in charge of, cancels number 1 rated series regularly. So the ratings for AEW doesn't matter when this dude is not too high on the product. If you look at HBO Max right now, there's like 6 Emmy Award winning, highly fucking rated TV series that they just said fuck it and canceled.
What's going on, Gigi?
So when the
What's
guy
up,
doesn't
fellas?
even like wrestling, how you doing? When the guy doesn't even like wrestling, and there's a talk that he might not renew the TV contract, that's a little worrisome.
Word. My thing is just like I'm very disappointed with the professionalism of everybody that handled the situation. The Coney Khan not nipping this in the butt in the beginning of the press conference, to CM Punk saying what he said, to Omega and the Young Bucks handling it the way they did, and then this fucking guy threw a chair. You know,
it's messy, and there was biting. They're biting people. We're channeling in our Mike Tysons and biting people.
For real.
It's fucking messy. All of them just acted unprofessionally, and like this is what I don't understand. And we spoke about this before, where, you know, when Punk called out Hangman on Dynamite, knowing that Hangman couldn't come out because of a promo that Hangman cut 2 weeks or 3 weeks prior. Like, why are we still carrying on old baggage onto the following weeks, and then you bottle these things up only for, you know, for shit to pop off the way they did. Tony Khan lost all fucking control of everything. Like, he dead ass should have like completely stopped Punk during that he should have just stopped them. It's like, okay, you know what? We're not gonna answer any more of these questions, and just like, dude, this is not the time to talk about these things.
Yeah.
He tried though. I felt like he tried. Like what Cap was saying. He was so uncomfortable. Like, he's like, I should have said no comment on your question. I'm sorry. You know, stuff like that. And then CM Punk goes, no, it's not your fucking place to say this shit. He's like, he was trying to like keep the peace or saying no comment on certain things, and then it just blew up.
Yeah. Hold on, wait, real quick, guys. Cap gotta go. So you want to say your last thoughts?
Yeah. Last things I want to say is, I hope now, I really hope now that the locker room for AEW galvanizes and they police themselves. And you got Moxley and Jericho, and that's the thing. I don't even know who the highest tenured dude for AEW is. That somebody who started with AEW and hasn't been anywhere else.
Well, Jericho is the first signee, so he's the highest tenured.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like somebody who's not out, you know, somebody who doesn't already come from outside. Like Darby Allin or Sammy Guevara, like their homegrown.
I think it would be those guys.
Daniel.
The point is, I need somebody to fucking bring them together and start cutting this shit off at the pass.
Yeah.
Before it even comes to a head. And the other thing I'd like to say before I sign off is, Swerve in Our Glory. I watched that press conference. Acclaim ain't doing no fucking what they call
stereotypical.
It? They ain't doing no stereotypical shit, bro. When you got Swerve coming up with fucking grills in his mouth, and I can't wait for Arthur Ashe Stadium. If the Acclaim win, I'm gonna streak.
They better win.
Because everyone loves the Acclaim.
I love all four, but the Acclaim. It's about time that we put the belts on the Acclaim. Yeah. It's long overdue. All right, Cap.
It is.
Scissor.
No, but I tell you one thing though. One thing that people aren't really also mentioning is Sammy Guevara and Eddie Kingston. That was another issue that fucked up.
It just happened a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. That's what fucked up their match for All Out. That was another situation that got out of hand.
Yeah, and that actually cost us a match and a storyline, because then we got that caused Ruby Soho's nose to break.
And for her to land awkwardly on her neck the way she did because Sammy just dropped her.
Yep.
That was bad. That looked really bad.
Yeah.
It looked.
Yeah.
It probably isn't as worse as what it seems like, but from our perspective, he just dead ass just dropped her on her head.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Sammy? Because from what I saw, it looked like Ty kicked her straight in the face.
No, yeah, Ty did the Ty KO and kicked.
But Sammy was holding her, and then after the kick, he kind of just let her go.
Well, that was before.
He was holding her.
They did a
that was before
a double team move before the nose break. They did a double team move, and Sammy threw her, and she landed awkwardly, and then Ty gave her the Ty KO and broke her face.
But I have to admit it to at least Ty. She told the ref, "Go check on her. Something's wrong."
Yeah.
Because the minute the match was over, she dead ass grabbed the ref and was like, "Go check on her. Something's wrong." And then that's when you saw immediately the ref just attending to her. So, by the way, I just want to tell you guys, I appreciate you guys rocking your For the Win shirts. I was like, David's wearing that one. Cool. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we gotta show support. But you know what? I think AEW needs an Undertaker. They don't need a Vince McMahon. They need an Undertaker. They need somebody in the back that's like, this can't happen on TV.
They need someone. It's not so much of an. Well, I know what you mean. Like, they had that. They unfortunately, not to say unfortunately, they had that with Brody Lee, but unfortunately, due to everything, because I think Brody Lee would have been that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he would have definitely. You could also put Eddie Kingston in it, but sometimes he's just a little bit off the rails that it can come off across just a little bit, just not the way it's supposed to go. And also with Eddie, it kind of feels like it could be unpredictable, but you need that guy that's going to be like pretty much like the hammer. And it's not going to be Jericho.
Can I ask you guys a what if question?
Go for it.
All right. How do you? Well, it's more of a how. How would you guys like? What would you? I had it phrased just right in my head.
Yeah,
I hate it when that happens. Don't you hate that?
Yes.
So
my rant, I was thinking about all day. The minute it came out my mouth, I was like, "Fuck, let's go." Let's
not
go about
how I wanted to say it. Fuck.
Yes, yeah.
But what? How would you feel the company would look like if Brody Lee was still alive? Because he was obviously like a locker room leader, right? Like he was that guy. I mean, big and tall fucking dude, and he meant a lot to a lot of people. Do you think AEW would have the problems that it has now if he was still alive? Or, I mean, is that a fucking open-ended question?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know how. Like, I know people loved him, but I don't know how he was in the back. Maybe Gigi can answer this question better. But I'll tell you one thing: the Dark Order would have been more prominent.
That's what I'm saying too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It would have been. And moving forward to like just fast forward to today, like today's date, the Dark Order is slowly just dying. It sucks because it was such one of the strongest stables that AEW really honestly started with, even prior to Brody Lee's arrival there.
Yeah,
the Exalted One. There was a lot that there was that kind of like they had a lot of push pretty much just based on somebody who was arriving to AEW. God, that's still a little tough though.
It's just so weird because I'm just thinking about how much of an impact he had. Like, Cody was out there. He was, he did so much for Brody Lee Jr. and I guess it's just like a theory in my head is like, I don't know, would he have had a big influence on the locker room being like cohesive because he was just such a nice guy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I would ask the question: is this situation between Punk and the Omega and the Young Bucks? Is this a reason why Cody left? Did Cody have issue with Punk coming in and doing the stuff he was doing, and that was all private because Cody's a professional, and you know he didn't really say his beef with AEW. We're all speculating why he left, but is an issue like this why he left, and then the Bucks and Omega just swallowed whatever the hell happened, and it blown over? Because like we have to ask that question: if Cody was still there, would this have happened?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it would have. I think that it could have possibly escalated still. Because Punk is still going to be Punk, you know?
Yeah. But Omega and the Bucks, I don't think would have went in the locker room.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing about
You
Dream Match.
think that, but remember, there was a somewhat of a fallout between the Bucks and Cody, you know, and Omega eventually.
He stopped being part of being the elite segment and like kind of veered himself away from storylines way before Punk was in the picture.
Yeah. So I think that.
So is the elite the cancer?
Oh.
What?
I think that they're to me, it's like they want to be more performers than EVPs. Where Cody took on the road as an EVP and was like, I'm gonna be a wrestler, but he was more on the corporate side.
Yeah.
You know, he was doing his Triple H pretty much, and I hate to put it that way, but it's like you're the wrestler, but you're also the businessman, and the businessman needs to consistently go. Like when he had that bullshit ass reality show, right? And we all know these reality shows are fucking scripted and stuff like that. But rarely do you see the Bucks and Kenny Omega kind of collabing with him on ideas of what they can do to evolve the business. And goes Vin Diesel all of a sudden back there, like fucking agreeing with me. My block is never a failure, I swear to God.
For real.
I digress. But yeah, it's just I think if anything, Cody probably would have been in Punk's room first before the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega probably would arrive. I think the action still would have been like that. And when you have egos the size of Texas, you know, it's going to be a collision. And Tony Khan seems so fucking coked up and everything like that. He seems more about having more money than Jim Crockett does, than worrying about this shit that's about to hit the fan. That already hit the fan.
That's another
does not
thing.
need to be at every press conference either.
Yeah. That's another thing that I've noticed. He was feeding off of that shit with Punk. Because once Punk said that shit that he said, even though he was looking like, oh my God, but after Punk left, it was almost like, yeah, that's right. All of us in AEW are tough, motherfucker. Now I'm going after WWE. It was like he was scared Punk said what he said, but then he did the same shit Punk did when he was talking about he felt like Jim and Crockett because WWE put on shows before him and all that other shit. It's like, you know, it almost seemed like monkey see, monkey do.
It's almost like he knew people were going to be like, oh, he looks weak right here. So he's got to act tough in front of everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So he's trying to make up for it.
Yeah. Overcompensating with that shit. Because in my head, I was like...
it felt like that. It definitely felt like that.
There was no need for that. Yeah, it's like you spent how many months and almost years talking about you beat NXT in the ratings. And now when they come to you head on, you take it personal. Like, sometimes that your mouth writes a check that your ass has the cash. And CM Punk, the bank wasn't open when Omega and the Bucks went to go cash that check.
Oh man,
that's what we were talking about, Joseph.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gigi. AEW needs a leader like the Undertaker in the locker room.
Yeah, we literally was just talking about that. Like literally. Yeah. But who would that leader be? You know?
You know, to be honest with you, it would have to be like Bryan Danielson or William Regal or Jericho, someone older, like a vet, a true vet. It would have to be because
I would
they've
put
been
William Regal in that spot, but then at the same time, you don't want to put William Regal in that spot
because then he might start fighting people. No, but no, but you know, it's like it would have to be because in all honesty, the biggest asset that AEW has are people from WWE, because WWE's production value is second to none. The way that they hide their inner turmoils is second to none. They only let out what they want to let out. You know what I'm saying? Like you never heard of Vince McMahon harassing these women until now. And they've been a publicly owned company for almost 20 years. You're telling me no one looked at those numbers until now? Come on. I'm just saying. That when Sasha Banks and Naomi left, everything was speculation on what happened, but they controlled the narrative of they disappointed us all and they left. And we all speculating on why they left. It was because of the tag team shit. It could have been something totally different.
And nobody was saying WWE's falling apart when that happened.
Well, we was all saying that. Well, we was all backing Sasha Banks and Naomi. I was giving it to WWE storyline wise, but you can't. It's hard to say they're falling apart when they hide what's really going on. Like in all honesty, if me and Gigi had personal beef, but we went on this podcast and acted the way we're acting now, no one would know we ever had personal beef. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what WWE does. Where AEW, it's more, there's too many people leaking what's happening in AEW. There's too many chatterboxes. There's too many fucking tattletales running to tell a story about AEW. Not all, damn, what's that shit? You know when they say all news is good news or whatever? Not everything needs to be told. You know that saying, like bad press is good press or some bullshit like that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, well, not everything needs to be out in the open. Sometimes shit needs to be held within. Because
no news is good news. No news is good news, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like the whole Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara shit. That coming out into the light just made Eddie Kingston look horrible. You know what I'm saying? And if that would have been private, we would have never really seen that we lost a match between Sammy Guevara and Eddie Kingston. You know? We would have never noticed Eddie Kingston was suspended for that week or whatever he was suspended for.
I mean, I didn't know personally he was suspended for that until he came back. Or right around the time he was supposed to come back.
Yeah, but we knew that he was getting in trouble for slapping or pie facing Sammy Guevara. What's going on, Jeff? Nah, yeah, Gigi, shit. And I ain't worried about Gigi's hands. I'm worried about Gigi's daughter's hands. So she beat the shit out of me during the wrestling event. But yo, I know we're gonna talk about AEW more, but I want to set aside time to talk about WWE because I know Lay thinks that we're all WWE. WWE could do no wrong, and I'm gonna go at him. But I just want to put that out there. But when he listens, I want like an hourly basis. I'm gonna keep reminding Lay that I'm gonna go after them when we do. But yeah, it's. I do like how it was handled on Dynamite when they were like, "Yo, this is what we're gonna do now." But I hate the fact that. It's like Finn Balor all over again. Finn Balor wins the first ever Universal Championship and hangs it up, and now we got to get new people. It's almost like Finn Balor. No, I get it, but it's almost like Finn Balor. His run was almost emancipated from the records, and that was because he got injured. The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega did not get injured; they got stupid.
Yeah, this was preventable.
Yeah, it was very preventable.
Yeah,
it's like, bro, I understand. Testosterone's flying. You just had a big event. You think you got nuts of steel, but someone needed to be like, today may not be the day you talk shit, or today may not be the day you go into his locker room. You know, go home, think about it, and let's have a meeting about this shit on Wednesday. You know?
Yeah, they should have suspended Larry.
Who's that? The guy, the dog. The fuck it. Suspend everybody that was in that room. But you know what's crazy? I saw Hangman is the only one that's left out of all that. He talked shit about Hangman. He called Hangman the most shit in that whole press conference. And Hangman's like, all right, whatever, motherfucker. That's why I'm on Dynamite. Fight for the title.
He said the next day on Twitter, Happy Labor Day.
Word.
Yo, the only man to not get suspended after all this shit.
And what I find odd is that he, I guess, started it.
Yeah,
cannibalism is cool.
Because of what he said in that promo. What happened with Eddie Kingston and Sammy feud? Well, so Sammy called Eddie Kingston a fat piece of shit in a promo that was cut during the show. Eddie took exceptions to that, mushed him in the face, and started an altercation. They ended that feud, and Eddie got suspended for like a week or something, and then they just changed the matches for All Out for 2 weeks. Yeah, and then they just changed the matches for All Out to the Chop Fest, and then they broke Ruby Soho's nose. So Ruby Soho's the biggest loser out of the Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara feud, because now she's out.
Can I say something about that? And it's nothing against New York or any of you New Yorkers out there. All right, GG. So
us two right now.
Yeah.
Heard. What you gotta say, bro?
It's nothing against you guys.
Word.
No,
We're gonna put you on the spot, bro. Say it to the world.
Let me say it. Chicago versus New York, right? So, what I want to say is, I heard a lot of people saying that what Sammy Guevara did was wrong, even though you kind of go over your promos before you go out there to make sure you don't offend anybody, at the moment. So the agreement was, from what I heard, Eddie Kingston doesn't bring up the fact that he proposed to Pam, and that's about it. So everything was basically free for Sammy to fucking Sammy to fucking say whatever, right? So he said it. Now, can I ask you guys?
That's some Yonkers shit. Go ahead.
Okay, see, fucking, I knew it.
Yeah.
So listen, I can't stand that, because what the fuck does that mean? Does that mean that you're so fucking soft you can't handle somebody calling you fat?
Yeah. In all honesty, that's disappointing.
People are like, that's some Yonkers shit right there, man. They don't fuck around in Yonkers.
No. When I say that's some Yonkers shit, that's me saying that's some pussy shit. Because in the Bronx, if you'd have called me fat, I'd have went after you. I'd have went after his big ass nose and his no neck and his fake ass hair. I would have went after Sammy Guevara. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. That's what you do.
That's
what he did. What the fuck? That's what he did. He went after him.
And I don't agree with
the same thing Eddie just fucking did to Sammy.
But
the thing is, saying all New Yorkers are the fucking same.
All.
No. When I'm saying I'm going after him, is like I'm gonna diss him back, because like that's just the way it is. But
okay,
when we're in a setting where it's like, it's kind of like you're in school and we're like, you know who you look like? You look like Donald Trump's asshole. We know it don't mean nothing, but we're just gonna go back at each other hard, and then it'll get personal when we fight. I'm not gonna start fighting you when we're in this shit, and it's like, well, this is for fun. Sammy Guevara said some shit on TV. This is a part of the show. He didn't say it to your face. He didn't say this shit back. Say this is a part of the show. And then you cried because he called you fat. You have a drinking problem. Your hair, I don't know which way it wants to grow. You do look like you drink 7 packs a day. I'm like, bro, there's so much other shit he could have said. People have said shit way more personal to Eddie Kingston than that he was fat, but that's what brought him over the line. And I'm like, and me and Dream went almost like an hour on Instagram talking to each other. That was some soft shit for Eddie Kingston to do. That's why I'm saying that's some Yonkers shit. That Bronx was nah.
I was on a podcast the other day, and they were just glorifying it. They were just going, oh yeah, no, that's the way you do it up in Yonkers. I'm like, you overreact to everything.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. I guess so, because in the full boroughs, nah, you'd have got he would have said something back to him.
Jesus.
Like, oh man, I mean, the best comeback, honestly, could have been like, yeah, I'm fat and so is my dick. I'm gonna slap your bitch with it, and that would be the end of it.
Yeah.
You know what else is fat? These nuts. And then you make a T-shirt out of
That's
that.
it.
Like you did.
Bring back the shit. Nuts. These nuts are fat.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna lay them on your wife's forehead. Some bullshit like that. Like,
That's perfect.
You know what? Eddie could have been also on some. I mean, I may be a fat piece of shit, but people come to see me. You know, like he could have took that shit out. Like, how many people don't want to work with Sammy Guevara? Like, you want to talk about his weight, then he could talk about your reputation.
Yeah.
There's so much other shit he could. Like I said, there's so many other ways you could have handled it. You're gonna go fight somebody when you're supposed to be working with them. I always seen wrestlers as a team putting over a product. You're showing us a live action movie every day. You got to work as a team to make it work. Why are you gonna fight your teammate? Because he said something. He didn't touch you. He didn't threaten your family and none of that shit. Why the fuck? You said I'm fat. This is Eddie Kingston.
You said I'm fat? Now we must fight to the death, sir.
Like what? Like that? Why is that what happened? Like,
I'm not even high right now to deal with this shit.
Don't ever call me fat. I'm serious. This is serious shit.
I'm from Yonkers.
And I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna take your neck and I'm gonna squeeze it until your eyes pop out because you're a skinny bitch. But don't you call me fat. You can say anything else, but don't you call me fat.
And the family just goes, I'm sorry.
I'm fucking dying right now. Oh man, that's so fucked up, but it's true though, unfortunately. And I love me some Eddie Kingston, but that was dumb. That was so dumb. Like there was just but overall it's a lot. There's just a lot that's going on in the AEW, and all of us, and after everything was said and done, nobody won. Nobody came out the winner out of this. Punk didn't come out the winner. Okay. Ace Steel didn't come out as a winner. Larry didn't come out as a winner. Okay. The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega did not come out as. Nobody came as winners because at the end result, what happened? All titles are now vacant.
Yep.
But now we actually have the true trios champions. So this is Death Triangle. They should have won it from the jump. All right.
It's true. We've been saying that for months.
We've been saying it for months because they've been doing this way before it was even a thought. Okay.
Yep.
And now the real winners right now are going to be the fans who are going to be in Arthur Ashe Stadium in the next 2 weeks. Because now we get to see who's going to be crowned the new AEW champion. And in all honesty, it should be Moxley. It should be Moxley.
I think it's Darby Allin. That's who
I don't think it's Darby Allin. I think Sammy Guevara is going to beat Darby. Unfortunately, because I think they're going to give Sammy that push.
He better not call Moxley fat. You know how those Cleveland people be acting.
But the fact that the fact that the man canceled his vacation time. Moxley canceled his vacation time to go ahead and be part of that opening. You know, and if it's not going to be Moxley, let it be fucking MJF.
Well,
Yeah.
I want
MJF's not in
MJF to
the,
be.
he's not in the tournament.
He
See,
has
that's the thing.
the fucking
No,
chip,
I know,
the Joker
I know
chip.
that. I'm
You
just,
can cash
yeah,
that in anytime. That's his money in the bank.
yeah.
You can win the tournament, whatever, but he can just be like, let's go, let's do this right now. And the pop that would happen in New York. This is the closest.
Now that
I
you
mean,
brought
unless
that
he
up,
does
Gigi,
home.
now that you
What?
brought that up, Gigi, and you brought up the fact that like nobody won in this situation, it's true. And you can add the fans to that because Punk and the Bucks and Kenny ruined any chance of us getting to see MJF face CM Punk and win that title because of some selfishness, some bullshit.
Yeah.
Now we got to go through a whole tournament to do it.
And that was another thing that was mentioned. Oh yeah, because Tony likes to make me wrestle with a whole bunch of pricks.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there was a diss to MJF as well. And that could have been a work, but in all honesty, I don't believe that was a work. I think that was Punk was already fueled up with just anger and emotion and then just a little bit of everything that honestly, I believe that's how he truly feels about MJF. It's a fucking prick. I don't like working with him. But I'm going to have
because
to
he
work
got
with him.
fucking cheered out of the building when MJF finally came back. And nobody gave a fuck when, nobody gives a fuck about CM Punk when you got MJF coming back. Like, how dare you overstep me in my hometown?
Yeah. But that's the nature of wrestling fans, though. Whenever we get a surprise comeback or any kind of thing that catches us off guard, we cheer for it because it's very hard to catch us off guard. You know what I'm saying? Like Cody, like CM Punk debuting in his hometown was supposed to be a secret that everyone knew. Everyone tuned in to see him come, even though it was like, nah, he ain't coming. You know what I'm saying? Like Cody Rhodes being at WrestleMania was supposed to be a secret, but everyone knew that shit. Braun Strowman was supposed to be a surprise, and we knew he was debuting like 2 weeks ago.
And that was the saddest thing because that man botched his fucking return by falling on his fucking knees as he's trying to do his shoulder blast, pounce, whatever the fuck it is.
What was supposed to happen? Because it looked like Gable dodged his move.
Yeah. I don't know why Strowman's back. He can't stay on his feet for longer than 5 minutes. which is another thing. Yeah, which is another thing I want to fucking talk about with the WWE, but let's just keep going with AEW.
You know what sucks? That I can't remember good matches all out because of all the aftermath that happened.
That's okay. Yeah. I was there. I can help you out with that.
Yeah. Yeah, Dave, help us with the matches of the night.
Matches of the night. Obviously, number one is going to go with the Acclaimed and Swerve in Our Glory. That was fucking excellent. That was awesome. Oh my god. I popped so hard when everybody chanted, replaced bask in his glory.
Yeah.
Scissor me daddy. That is perfect. I didn't know what was going on when I was in the crowd, and then I heard it. Obviously, it waves, right? And then once I heard it, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Oh, scissor me daddy. I'm just going like this. Oh my god. But yeah, I wanted them to win so fucking bad. So yeah, those are great matches. I can't, you can't let the controversy overshadow the great. Like, what'd you guys think about it?
Like I said, I thought if there was 14 matches, I thought at least 11 to 12 of them were bangers. The trios match I thought was phenomenal.
Trios match was good.
Yeah, that match was good. I think Chris Jericho. I'm not saying that his time is up, but I think he needs to stop trying to wrestle like an old Chris Jericho. You know, the Lionheart Chris Jericho. That was somebody who had more athleticism, more strength. You know, he was a lot younger. He had more stamina.
It was
Jericho
more agile.
Yeah. Wrestle the
I
way
was-
you're supposed to wrestle now, Jericho.
I was looking around during that match because I was bored, and I saw like 4 other people, 2 of them sitting next to me, going,
Yeah.
yeah, they're just fucking yawning the whole time.
It took the steam out of the whole crowd. What's up,
It
Jerry?
did. It really did.
Yo,
That and I gotta say one thing about Now Arena. All right, I don't know if they're gonna listen to this, but they need to hear this. So I went to the concession stand for Jungle Boy and Christian Cage. I didn't get to see all, like, maybe a little bit of it. I heard it was crazy. Luchasaurus came out, did his thing. I didn't come in till like Jungle Boy got thrown through the table. But I was up in the concession stand and I got a drink and I was like, okay, I've never been here before. Well, I have been there before, but I never gotten food. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'll have some nachos. So they give me nachos, obviously a plate of chips. But, usually you get your nachos, they have like the hot cheese and they pour it on the chips. And then sometimes you can get like peppers with that. And it's like a fucking gourmet nacho meal. It's like hot cheese and chips. No, they gave me a tub of fucking Lando Lake cheese. It was basically like somebody had some easy cheese squirt and fucking just put it in a bowl. And then said, okay, here's your cheese. So every time I went to go dip it in, my chips would crack. And I was just like, I'm not eating this. So I put it under on my seat. So Now Arena, do better with your concessions, please.
Word.
Come on. I'm going to be there for 5 hours. Give me some real food.
Word. And you know who else should hear that? Arthur Ashe Stadium. That line
The
is still
sausage
there
line
from last year.
The sausage line.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're knocking out these pizzas like it's no tomorrow. That's it.
Yeah.
But the sausage line, the niggas still there waiting to get their sausages.
Words. His last
From last
year. Word. It's like, fuck. I would never forget this. My brother went, as soon as we got there, I went to the seats. My brother waited online. And like it started at 6:50. We got there at like 5:45. At 6:50, my brother called me. I was like, I'm still in the same spot I was when you left me. I said, fuck it, just come get the seats, bro. He left during the intermission and he's like, yo, this is even longer. I'm like, what? How, Sway? like, what is going on?
Oh my God, man. No, luckily for me, I was in the suite area, so like nobody in the general public can hang out there. So I got there was like no lines. I got free reign to the bar, so it was pretty nice. But it's just fucking disappointing with the cheese. You got to do better with the cheese.
Word.
Also, having one fucking exit and one entrance is a pain in the ass. You guys need to build something else because that's horrible. So they were wanting people to come in, right?
Yeah.
I just ran right through them. I didn't get wanted.
Wow.
Because there was too many people coming in all at once.
CM Punk could have bring his boys, and there would have been a bigger problem in the back.
Right.
No, yeah, but that's kind of scary because
I know. That's what I said.
People like to be stupid in those places.
But yeah, number one, man, the Acclaim versus Swerve in Our Glory. Number two would be the trios match. And I gotta say, man, for what it's worth, despite all the controversy, number three, it's probably Punk and Moxley. That was pretty good.
It was a better match than I thought it would be. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Last week I was sitting here going, I don't think they could put on the type of match that Cap wanted them to put on. But it was like more of a fight.
Right. Yeah, what Joseph said, I'm gonna say it. I think Jade I don't think she's that good.
No, she's not. But you could tell she got better since when she started.
She's gotten better, but she's not good.
Yeah. she looks like she still needs a little bit more confidence to pull off the moves that she wants to pull off. Because you see her time for the short 3-4 minute match that it was, her timing was a little bit off, but you could tell she was a little bit more accepting to do stuff. It didn't seem like she was gonna hurt somebody, because before it looked like, I don't want to hurt you.
Yeah,
she had that. Really quickly, it's not even about the match. It's so much about her cosplay. That was the worst cosplay she's ever had, though.
Yeah.
Her She-Hulk was not working with her. Like,
you didn't like that She-Hulk?
I didn't. And I love when she and doing things like when she did Jade from Mortal Kombat. That was really cool. When she did just different ones. This She-Hulk wasn't working for me. I didn't like how she had half her face painted green and half her face regular. Like, if you're going She-Hulk, you go all the way. Your whole body's already fucking painted. You're missing half of your face. It's not working. Here you go.
Either you go all out or don't go nowhere.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead. Say your piece. I'm cleaning this. That's it. What did you think?
I like your hair.
Is that it? Is that all you got?
What? About Dominic? What he did to his dad?
So good, Jamie. So good, Jamie. I can't spell neither.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
About time.
Coming through.
Oh, shit. Girl, there's no room for you here. There's room for one person.
Matt, that was like 2 hours ago you left. Can she hear us or no?
Oh, can you hear her?
Yeah.
I like your hair.
Thank you.
It reminds me of my hair.
You have no hair.
I know.
I used to have hair like that.
He used to have hair like that.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Almost like 11 years ago.
Who's excited to go to Queens in 2 weeks?
Because I get to say the bad words.
You get to see the bad words?
Yep, you heard her. That's exactly what she said. And what are the bad words?
And the S word, the H word, and the A word.
Oh, okay.
The S
What
word,
are
the
those
H
again?
word, and the A word.
Yes. Go ahead. Say it. Because I know you want to
Which
get it
ones
out.
are those?
Which one's the A word?
Dun, dun, dun.
Go ahead. I'm allowing you. I'm allowing you.
Asshole.
Yes, that's asshole.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I get to say holy shit.
That's awesome.
And wow.
That's awesome.
You have to say shut the hell up, right? When they were talking, because you can't say the F word. That's where we draw the line. Shut the hell up. There you go. See? And that's just all the words you can say. Please don't say it in school. I do not want to be called out for you saying bad words in school. I don't need that headache or that stress. Cool? Now say good night.
Night.
Good night.
Had hair like don't say that to people, Matt. All right.
Yo, Matt, we went to high school together. I had hair like that, bro. I looked like a steroid up Antonio Banderas.
I'll be there.
Yo, Matt, thanks for coming to my defense, man. I wasn't born bald, all right? I had another life before this podcast.
Listen, I need to see some evidence, okay? I don't believe it until I see it. All right.
I had braids.
Lies. Disgusting.
Oh man.
She called you bald, bro. Yeah, Joseph, she definitely called him bald. Yes.
He looks like a bloodline member.
Yeah, one of the security guards called me Ron Jeremy because I had a leather jacket and the long hair.
Stop. Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's not it. Hold on. Okay, that's not it.
Let me see one.
Yeah. Randomly? It could be one of the ones that fell yesterday. Okay, you're good.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know.
It's okay. It's good. Go. Ma'am, tablet. Tablet time over. Go to the room. I'll be right there in a second. Mom life 101. Go. Just
I
get
rocked that
ready.
leather jacket till it died, bro.
That's true. Oh man. I'm sorry. Photos, pictures, videos. Maybe not videos. Now, but I need to see the proof. BRB.
Shit, I only got one picture that's on Facebook of me with braids because all the other shit is gone from my other phones, but I'm looking for it. Yeah, Joseph, Ron Jeremy. All right, so Jamie goes, everybody was disliking Cody Rhodes for leaving AEW, but the more things come out about AEW and the mess around Tony and the Bucks and Omega, now it kind of makes sense why he went to WWE.
I think it's the Bucks and Omega, man. How do you have? Because so like Punk was in WWE for like close to what 6-7 years before he finally had some grievances, and that's a long time before you finally get to say how you feel about something.
Yeah,
he's only been here for a year. How do you have so much heat in a year? And then on top of it, like they were pulling for him to show up back in like BTE when they were wearing Punk shirts and, you know, dropping subliminal messages. I don't know. The whole thing's just weird to me. I'm not trying to pick sides, but it just sounds like the EVPs have a lot to do with a lot of toxicity there.
No, yeah, but when you do bring it up, it's kind of like, you know, all the blame went on Punk because he's the one, you know, speaking the loudest. But when you think about it, it's like, who's the what's the factor here? What's the common denominator? The Bucks and Omega, or at least
right.
You know,
they're the bosses. They run the show basically, for the most part, right? I mean, it's not, and it's intimidation because fucking Punk is bigger than the EVPs. Kenny Omega is an international star. Don't get me wrong. I love Kenny Omega.
No, yeah.
But is he bigger than Punk?
In the American market?
I don't remember people chanting Kenny Omega for 7 years at WWE events before Punk came back.
You don't remember what? I'm sorry. I was.
No, that's okay. I said I don't remember people chanting like the Young Bucks or Hangman or Kenny Omega for 7 years prior to CM Punk finally returning to wrestling. You heard CM Punk chants. That's how over he was. He was over without even wrestling.
Yeah,
so,
he was because one, it was because everybody hated. Well, it was one of those to get underneath the skin of the WWE because they knew Vince hated when they chanted for Punk, and also everybody wanted Punk back because it's controversies. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the dude who stood up to the establishment. He did what Austin should have did in the eyes of the people when he left WWE because he said something about it. Where Austin just left. And I'm not saying he was right or wrong or anything, but just this is the eyes of it. If Austin would have been like, yo, we got to do this, this, and this. But then again, Austin was one of those, this don't make no sense, I'm leaving, because he knows you don't speak out on those companies. You know, like there's talks, I don't know how true this is, but there was talks about the Hart Foundation, like casting out Owen Hart's wife because she sued the WWE. And you don't go against the business.
Yeah.
Like, that's how much of the business they're involved in. You know, like, you don't go against the business. Like, I don't know how true that is, but I've heard that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's some people that hold it to that extent. There's no one bigger than the business. And it's starting to look like people are trying to be bigger than the business. That's why I've always said I thought it was a team who got this show on the road. Like, you can have personal problems with people, but at the end of the day, you got to be professional enough to handle it.
There was also a story going around back when they had the first team meeting. You remember that, right? They had their first team meeting in like months before this whole Punk thing happened. And there's a story going around with, because Matt Awesome just said Kenny was professional. Kenny actually said, according to some sources or whatever, that he looked around the room and he said, if it was up to me, I wouldn't have hired 80% of you. Said that point blank, point and blank to fucking your talent. Which is weird, right?
That can be demoralizing.
Exactly.
Like, what 80% are you talking about?
Yeah.
Because it's a click all over again. Because remember, even Lay said it in the group chat. Shawn Michaels and Triple H were trying to get rid of The Rock. It's that whole click all over again. And that's why Kevin Nash always told people you can either make money or friends. You can't do both in this business.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, everybody's, dogging on Punk, but I think he's The Rock in this situation. The only difference is The Rock didn't go out and publicly, talk shit.
Yeah. It looks bad because he's, like I said, he was the loudest one. You know what I'm saying? It looks like he started it because we don't know what happened.
Right.
Just like how I said either last week or 2 weeks ago, if we were to actually find out why Cody left and it was something feasible, then maybe I'll change my mind on him leaving his company that he built, from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? Because I have reservations for that. That's my beef with him only. He made AEW. He said he was gonna, he said all that shit about WWE. And as soon as the shit started getting hot, he left because speculation. They didn't want to pay him. You know what I'm saying? So that's if a story comes out and says otherwise, all right, then I can change my opinion. But what we have is what we have. And before the fight broke out, all we had was, why is CM Punk giving a receipt to Hangman when Hangman can't do nothing? That was a bad timing for Punk saying that. And then why is CM Punk saying all this shit about everybody on the press conference? Why isn't he talking about the match or what's happening in the future of the business?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's just
awkward.
The timing is horrible for what Punk did. And Matt has said it in the chat here multiple times. You gave the option for people to come see you, and they came see you. They came to see you. And then that's what happened. A fight broke out.
Behind closed doors. But like Toe was saying earlier, shit gets leaked all the time.
That's true. That's true.
So if somebody said that it's what he said, I mean, eventually it's gonna come out.
Because AEW has so many leaks in it. There's so many fucking tattletales in AEW. It's not even fucking funny. Like, we should not be knowing that Malachi Black wants his release and all that other shit. Like, he doesn't look like he wants his release the way he's wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the WWE, you knew wrestlers wanted their release based off the shit they were giving us.
So to be fair with that could have been under the radar if it wasn't for that Zero News bullshit. They came out with a fake headline that everybody thought was real, based off their sources, right? Yeah. And then so Sean Ross Sapp and Wrestling Observer had to come out and like basically say the shit, like they had to clarify if the shit was actually happening. So when they get to talk and get on the phone with people and say, hey, word on the street is one of your talents is wanting to take a break, and they confirm it, then they're like, oh shit, yeah, that's what's happening. And then they got to report it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it sucks, man, because he's taking time off for his mental health, and I hope he gets better.
I hope so too. No, you're doing perfectly fine. And there is nobody talking too much on this show, man, especially with when we're talking about shit like this. So Matt goes, it will come out, yes, but at the same time, you want Kenny to say that in public like Punk did. True. Like, Omega didn't say it at a press conference. But, that for what I think Pro is trying to say is him saying it doesn't help the morals in the back. The morale, there you go, that's the word I'm looking for, in the back. Like, that just feeds to all the tension that's happening back there. Because it looks like we got a clusterfuck of shit happening back there. Here you go,
What are we-
Gigi.
What are we talking about? Oh my God.
What the
Yo,
fuck?
my man. Yo, what happened to your forehead? Wow, my man got a dome over here, bro. You had hair, but even
Yes.
then
Yo,
it was
that hair looks
receding.
good, man.
Yeah,
My
man, it was
God.
luxurious. It was fucking luxurious, man. And then wait, this is I don't know if you could
No,
see it
nope, that
like,
don't
right here.
count. Nope,
No,
that
I
don't
know.
count.
Yo, this was in high school. This was like 2 weeks before I got the braids. But you see the hair back here behind the hat. Those are the only 2 pictures I have of me with hair.
I see a shadow.
That's
But
like
yo,
a
you
completely different person.
yeah, you can ask
Word.
Matt. Yeah, I had my hair long.
Yeah, more
Wow,
forehead
man.
still. That's crazy.
Yeah,
You
Yeah, a lot
had
of
all that hair and you only took one
all that.
picture?
I had multiple pictures. The only thing is
Oh,
these pictures are on Facebook. These are the only pictures I put on Facebook. The other pictures I had are gone. I don't know what happened to them. When I went from Android from Android to iPhone, those pictures went bye.
I got you. Oh yeah, that hair looked nice, man.
I don't have a picture in the yearbook, Matt. I don't think so. He was just trying to show the muscles on that pic. Yo, Dream, mind your business.
I want to be free. About to smoke some weed.
Okay, Gigi's
So-
with the golden pipes.
That's weird about like what Joseph was saying, and he's like saying like, how long before Malachi signs with WWE again?
It's not
I
gonna be
think
for
that's
a
the whole,
while.
yeah, I think that's the whole point about like the conditional part of his release.
Yeah,
From what I've read, he is just unhappy of where he's at right now with AEW, and I'm sure
Nice.
now that Triple H is back in charge of everything, that
yeah,
he
Joseph,
kind of
I am
wants
Puerto
to go
Rican.
back there. Puerto Rican.
But
Well,
we have
I'm
had
sorry, they should just stop me in my tracks right
Yeah.
now. Like, how do you not
Yeah, no.
know this man? He's taking
For real.
time off for mental health. Yeah, as he should. As he should take time off for his mental health. Your mental health
Yeah.
means more to you overall as just a human being than the company that you're working for. Because it's apparent, especially with AEW, because it's not like Tony Khan is not collecting all these superstars like the Infinity Stones. But the thing is that he doesn't know what to do with it now. He has all this talent, and it's overwhelming
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah.
Like
Hey,
we were
Gigi.
talking about Wardlow earlier. He was red hot coming out of MJF, and now he's ice cold. He had to cut a promo to
Yeah.
tell people, y'all motherfuckers saying I should be doing this, and this, but it's still my world. He had to remind people like, no,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
still
you're
hot.
right. He dead ass. He was like, you guys think that I turn cold or whatever the case may be. I'm still a war machine. Pretty much, like you're not doing
almost like-
nothing with him.
Yeah,
And he is supposed to be your what champion? Your
TNT.
TNT?
I think they need to get rid of the TNT and the TBS titles and bring up
No.
new ones and not have the TV company shit.
I think
Go ahead.
I think Will Hobbs is next.
TNT champion.
I think he's gonna face Wardlow.
That's what has to happen because Wardlow's been fighting all these patsies, and it's like, yo, bro, the Powerbomb Symphony shit died out. Now let's start seeing some matches. This is where I'm gonna turn in the lay. Let's start seeing some ring work. Like I want to see you in in some adversity. You know what I'm saying? Like let's start seeing what happens when you're in a real match.
That's so true because not for nothing. Like we all play WWE 2K. There's only a certain amount of times you can do the same move before they start deducting points off of you because you're doing the same shit.
Yeah.
It gets tiring, gets boring. And I love me some Wardlow. I think he's great. I think he needs to work on his promo mic skills. I'm not saying that they're terrible, but they're not the best. And who does he really have to fight with? I think that we need to start looking into Hobbs. Why are we not putting Hobbs in a match with him? Those are two big dudes that can go at it. And Hobbs would be a dope TNT champion. You know, with
especially after the way he beat Ricky Starks.
Oh, that man murdered the shit out of Ricky.
Yeah, he did.
That gear was dope though.
It was.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like he was Ricochet's partner for the weekend. Like him and Ricochet had the same colorways. Miro versus Wardlow. Miro versus Wardlow, I think, could be a huge storyline because Miro knows how to push a story.
The Redeemer.
All right. So
by the way,
okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
I was gonna change the subject of that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because you said Miro, and I was just kind of laughing at Miro's fucking tweet after Punk decided to send out a tweet to the world. He just put a laughing, fucking crying emoji because he knows it's a fucking joke. But that's about it.
No, yeah, that was funny. So Matt goes, people got to stop assuming he's leaving for the E, just like MJF. Everyone was like, he's coming to Clash of the Castle, but no one was taking time off for vacation. But no, he was taking time off for vacation. But you know something, Matt? Like MJF shit, I knew he wasn't coming to WWE. I was like, there's no fucking way he leaves like that and then goes to WWE. That'd be stupid. That had to be a work. But Malachi is kind of giving me the Kurt Angle-ish vibes. Remember when Kurt Angle was like, yo, I want to be released because my neck is fucked up. I want to heal. I've been going, I want to, get off of the painkillers and all that other shit. He had like the whole health issues, and they said, yo, we're going to give Kurt Angle his release so he could go, get better or whatever. And then almost like the week later, he was on TV. He was on TNA television talking about, I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hurt, baby.
Yeah, it's like it hasn't happened that often, but Malachi's giving me that vibe. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so, man. I think that's the whole point of, like I said, with the conditional shit. It's a conditional release, meaning he can leave. He's done with AEW, but he can't sign with anybody else
for a while.
Yeah, there's something now, like, it's kind of like what WWE does with their contracts. They're not allowed to wrestle with another wrestling company for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Question is though, what is that time frame looking like? Because we don't know what that time frame is looking like. What is a long time? Is a long time 6 months? Is a long time 1 year from now? Like, what does a long time actually fucking mean in an AEW world?
That's what I'm talking about with the suspensions. Nobody knows how long those are either.
Yeah. Well, I think they're gonna be like 6 months or some shit. I don't know. I don't know why that just came to me. But CM Punk's foot was shattered, and like a month later, he's back. I don't know.
No, but now he has a torn pec. Now he has now he has one less titty like Cody Rhodes. I mean, that's what he has. Now it's to say, people are speculating that he has a torn pec or it happened during the shit that happened backstage. But it's also been reported that it happened during his match with Jon Moxley, and that he was just trying to like kind of figure that shit out. I honestly believe that he did receive it in the match, because you can't tell me you got a torn pec after getting into a scruffle with a whole bunch of people. Like, I don't believe that. I believe that
Sami Zayn dislocated his shoulder just, raising his arms right before he wrestles John Cena.
That's true. But I
understand what you're saying. Yeah.
I think if anything, getting into that little scruffle in the back possibly irritated it more.
Yeah.
But I don't think that he ended up suffering a broken titty from that fucking the backers that they were having in the fucking back. And that Kenny Omega was only there to try to save the dog. This man is PETA, and he's trying to save Larry. And I read that and I started dying, and then he got bit, not by the dog though. And poor Larry is just like, he was just trying to save me, and you know.
Matt goes, Kenny Omega got rabies now.
Ace Steel, yep. You sure do. It's the wrong vaccine shot that he got.
Word. So, yo, if you guys was Tony Khan or running AEW, how would you handle this? Would you fire CM Punk and Ace Steel, or would you suspend them? Like, what would you do?
Ace Steel definitely deserves to be fired. There's no reason for you to throw a chair at somebody, and it's a legitimate blow to the head. He was wrong for that. And I read the reports where the reason why he did that is because his wife was in the room. Like, okay,
was he Will Smith?
I get that. But I guess he felt in fear of her safety. Like, this is what I don't understand. Why do people do not feel safe in their workplace?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem.
That's another thing. Yeah, like another thing too is like both Punk and the Elite stories don't match up when they're doing this investigation. Apparently, one is saying that they broke down the door. The other ones are saying they just opened the door calmly to speak to him. So, like, what are we supposed to believe?
So there's only three things. There's only three things that everybody's saying. That Omega got bit. This dude got hit by a chair, and someone got punched. And what's his name got punched. They don't know who threw the first punch, how they came in the room, and what happened in between it. We just know he got bit.
Right.
And the chair was thrown.
But the one thing I will say, like, I agree with Gigi about you don't fire the Elite, you don't fire CM Punk. Those are your main fucking draws. You fire the producer, who is, I think he was out of line more than anybody. Yeah. You fire Ace Steel because who the fuck's gonna miss Ace Steel?
I didn't know who the fuck he was.
Yeah. So
same. I didn't know who he was at first. I know that he was Punk's tag team partner for a really long time, but that's all I ever knew about him. Like I didn't even have an idea. I had no idea that he was a producer. And my question is now: was he a producer before or after Punk arrived? You know. Another thing that I wanted to know: what the fuck does Christopher Daniels have to do with this? Why did he get suspended? What was his involvement? There was a couple of names that I saw that got hit with the suspension, and it's like Cutler. I understand he's with the Elite. Zawa, I understand because he's with the Elite. Yeah. He's with Kenny Omega. What does Christopher Daniels have to do with this? Why is he suspended? What was his involvement? Like, did he end up like throwing hands too? Like, I don't understand why he was suspended. If someone can clarify that, that'd be cool.
So the only thing I can think of, Juju, is that he's head of talent relations, and I think maybe that was part of his job to kind of squash any fucking beef anybody had with anybody. They're supposed to come to him about shit. But that's about it.
So like how we kind of brought it up earlier, like if Cody was there, would this have happened or whatever the case may be? Like, would he stop the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega? Am I to believe now that instead of Cody being that person in the responsible party in that, because obviously Cody's not there, that now we have it on Christopher Daniels and he's getting pretty much the short end of the stick just because of his position? Did he throw a punch? Did he throw a punch?
It's his job to take care of the talent.
CD got into it with Ace.
Maybe he did. Well, maybe he saw him biting Omega and it was like, get the fuck off of me, rabbit dog.
It is weird.
Yeah.
I saw that name and it just like it really made me like it puzzled me because all we heard at first, prior to anybody getting suspended, was it was the Elite versus Punk and Ace Steel. And then all of a sudden we get the report of all the people that got fucking suspended. So they should be stripped of their EVP positions because they're not meant for a normal guy. I appreciate you. He's normal. We're not.
Yeah,
he's normal.
Yeah. He's normal.
He's normal.
That's our standard for normal right there.
I don't know if we trust normal people around here. I'm just saying. No, but it's difficult to say whether they should be stripped from that position or not. I think this is a reality check for them to kind of separate themselves from the wrestler aspect of it to the business aspect of it.
Yeah.
So maybe he didn't kick down the door. Maybe he didn't physically kick down 300 the fucking door down as they're portraying it to be. Maybe it definitely was, open up, and then, probably a shoulder into the door for them to open up, or we're going to break down the door type shit if you don't fucking open up.
Yeah.
But
if you don't strip him from the EV position, I really think Khan needs to bring an outside consortium and go, listen, we're gonna nip this shit at the butt here, and y'all motherfuckers are gonna take classes on actually how to be executive vice presidents, and we're gonna, you're gonna have to start taking these, the classes on how to deal with de-escalating a situation the same way a regular manager at an office at a regular job does. You're gonna have to start taking this training for shit like that.
And they need to really, truly participate in it, where they're going to give it their all. If they're going to give it their all for the trios championships, they need to give it their all for their EVP positions.
Yeah.
You can't go ahead and be in the business just for yourself because you've created something that is bigger than you now. AEW is bigger than the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
And remember that old saying that Vince McMahon always says: not one superstar is bigger than the WWE. Because that's what makes you.
No, yeah. And somebody mentioned earlier in the chat, I can't find it. He goes, Vince McMahon was bigger than WWE. Apparently not. Because Vince McMahon, once the allegations came out, he spent no time before he stepped down. You know what I'm saying? Like, he thought he was bigger, but the minute the allegations came out, it was like, all right, guys, I'm retiring. Almost like the week after. That's when you knew. It's like, we can't fight this. There's nothing we can do on this. All right, I'm retiring because I don't want to fuck up the WWE. He fell on his sword. But like, going back to the AEW and stuff like that with Omega and the Young Bucks, it does seem like they're not taking the EVP's positions very seriously. They're still wrestlers.
They're still wrestlers, and they're abusing the power.
Yeah,
it's like
Joseph
they're
saying you can't do
power.
both. Yeah.
No, and that's what was the major difference between Cody and the Elite.
Yeah,
they were best friends.
Yeah.
That's right. Were.
But
past that.
Also, do you think that they're not taking the position seriously because Khan was like, after Cody did that whole thing with a go-go, Khan was like, well, I'm going to take full control over the stories. You think they're like, well, now we don't have any fucking responsibilities, so fuck it. We're just EVPs running around, waving our dick around because we don't actually have responsibilities.
I don't know. It's just weird.
I can agree with you on that, in all honesty. Because you're taking away part of their freedom of speech, per se, right? Because you're taking away their, creative control, and that is creative control is a wrestler's way of freedom of speech. You get to do what you want to do. Only certain wrestlers have that. MJF, I'm pretty sure, has that creative control. He doesn't give a fuck what Khan says, as long as he's cutting the check. Someone's cutting the check.
Yep.
You know? And it's, man, it's just, when you take away somebody's freedom of speech, when you take somebody's freedom of speech, it kind of just unmotivates other people to do their respective job that they're supposed to do. Because in a way, you take away a responsibility that they have to hold themselves accountable for.
Yeah.
And when you take something like that away from somebody, and they're not being held accountable for shit, they're gonna run amok. And that's exactly what happened on Sunday at All Out. Post All Out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Technically Monday. But...
Oh yeah.
No, but fucking, I was just thinking, like, guys, how weird is it that Vince McMahon is retired, the Queen died, and Shawn Michaels, who was like such a thorn in the side of fucking wrestling for years, is now vice president.
I was doing the young blunt. I was trying to do my leg thing, and then I still had the blunt, but I don't want the blunt to burn my hair because I'm trying to be responsible here. It's a lot. I'm just gonna DX it. We're just gonna DX it. That's it.
How weird is that?
DX is running WWE. We got to that point in our lives, folks. It's Hogan and Eric Bischoff era. This is legit DX.
You know what happened? You know what happened? Triple H and Seven Man called up Shawn Michaels, called him into the office, and was like, "Why do you think you need to be, in control of NXT?" And Shawn Michaels deadass said, "I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I got the looks that drives the girls wild." And that's what got him the job. He got the moves that really moved them. He's sending them chills up and down their spine. And if that doesn't just make you go, you can run NXT, I don't know what does, Gigi. What the? Oh, the light works. Let there be light. You see, when I'm right, Gigi, the light just pops up.
I'm weak. That just came out of nowhere. Unless get a bit brighter.
You needed Shawn Michaels the whole time, Gigi. That's what it was.
I sure did. I needed my sexy boy. Sexy boy. That's what I needed.
Shawn Michaels found God and let there be light.
I got Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 25, baby. Yes, we're coming when that happens.
When Toast sings, good thing happen. That's right. That's right, bro. That's right, Kenny. Shit.
I need a clip of that. That's amazing because that shit came out of nowhere. I was like,
word. It's funny because last week that shit turned off.
Yeah, that's the funniest part. It's been off since last week, bro. It's been off since last week. All of a sudden, I just saw this side of the room get really bright, and I'm like, that's not me. Oh,
so that light was off throughout the whole AEW thing. As soon as I got talking about WWE, of course.
No, as soon as we started talking about Shawn Michaels, let's get that right. Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
But do you guys have anything more to say about the AEW, or can we transition over to WWE?
I think
we can transition. I'm just trying to think of what other matches of AEW that was actually really good. I think all the tag team matches were amazing.
Yeah.
All of them. Not one of them, except for the intergender one, obviously, with Ruby Soho landing the way it is. And it's mainly because of the things that have happened to her. I will say, though, I definitely did appreciate the whole golf cart. We're going to revisit this because it's going to haunt Sammy for the rest of his life. Hashtag never forget, and then try to run him over. I do like that. I'm like, and the fact that he pushed the cat aside so he can take the bump. was great too because she almost busted her ass, and I found that to be fucking hilarious to me. Things like that, the stupid shit like that in wrestling, sometimes it's like it entertains me, and I'm okay with that. But the match itself was very lackluster because of all the botches that's happened. And
it seemed rushed.
Right. Thunder Rosa, that's another one.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Storm is who I was thinking of. Tony Storm, deadass, pretty much said in the conference that, that she kind of gave it as if Thunder Rosa is allegedly fucking injured. She's like, oh, well, you know, whenever she gets back and feels better, then she can come and see me, and then I'll beat her for the title, and that's it. I don't like this. I don't like the I word.
Yeah, she's like, whenever Thunder Rosa says she's injured, whenever she says she's not injured, then she'll come back and lose to me. But that was, that's a promo. That's just, the business said. But so is she really injured? Like, because they saying that she asked for her release also, right?
That was fake news.
That was fake? Okay.
That was fake news. Yeah, Ringside News is not a reliable source.
I gotta go let my dog out, but I just want to say, Thunder Rosa is mid.
It's turning out that way. It's turning out that way.
Agreed. Unfortunately, agreed. As the total package, agreed.
Yeah.
Tony Storm can carry it, but it's still too soon to tell because I need to see what everything else. Go ahead. So
I have issue on Tony Storm or the let's say the women's division outside of Britt Baker and Jade. When Tony Storm wrestles, the crowd goes silent. And it has nothing to do with her ability because she can wrestle. But I don't know what's going on. But every time I see her wrestle, it's like no one gives a shit. For Tony, when she came in, everybody was like, oh my God. And then she started wrestling. And it was almost like the crowd was shocked that she's not doing. I don't know what she's supposed to be doing, but she goes silent.
To be fair, it's not that. It's just that when you put her in a storyline, that's just Masuda. All right. And I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck with it. All right. Thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Masuda.
Yeah.
Garbage.
That was stupid.
What? First and foremost, why are you putting your AEW Women's Champion in a tag match week over week over week? You didn't do that with Britt Baker that much. He was running things.
Yeah, and she was in a fraction, so she can be in a tag match if she need to be. But Kenny,
but it's not there. And I saw Kenny fucking said, and I actually want to get to it. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. I was ready to have Jamie Hayter as my AEW's Women's Champion. Why not? That was fun. And now we're going to get into the beef between Britt Baker and her, which I think is great for story. Because from the jump, Jamie was like, I'm not going to be your fucking puppet. I'm not going to do your DMD stupid shit. And like, from the beginning, she was like that. And even now, like when she was on good terms with Britt Baker, she wasn't doing it when Britt was doing it.
Yeah.
And yes, it showed that Britt Baker was selfish, but this adds a different story. Now, my thing is this. We have a story that's possibly for a non-AEW Women's Champion, but it can't be because it should be Toni Storm and Britt Baker. And then Jamie Hayter comes and interrupts it. And now we'll have Thunderstorm. Fuck that shit. See, you got me fucked up. Sorry. Toni Storm go against Jamie Hayter, and Britt Baker interrupts it. Now we're going to start having this as a triple threat match.
It's with Toni Storm, Britt Baker, and Jamie Hayter?
Mm-hmm. I see how that's played out.
Yeah.
Britt Baker wants to win the championship. She wants to reconcile her and build that bridge back up with Jamie. But at the end of it, Britt's gonna go for the title. Why? Because we need Toni Storm in a good storyline. Who's a great storyteller? Britt Baker.
Yeah. No, yeah, she's a hell of a storyteller, and she could paint a picture for the match too. See, this is the issue I think that wrestling fans have with women's wrestling. When you watch Toni Storm wrestle, and I started to like analyze the way she wrestles because I'm not hearing anybody respond to her, and I'm like, yo, it's not that she can't wrestle. Every match she has is like an quintessential wrestling match. It's mat-based wrestling in the beginning. They're doing their reversals. They're doing their grappling and all that stuff, and then they get into their spots, and then they have their win. It's rudimentary rudimental wrestling. So if they were men, this would be considered a good wrestling match, right? But the thing is, when the fans see that, they go, "You're not doing the same thing the men are doing." When you shouldn't be comparing them to the men. It's like you can't have these women go out there doing 450 splashes and 630s and all these tests of strengths and shit when they're just now trying to prove to y'all that they're more than bra and panties. You know, a lot of these women don't have 20 years underneath their belt the way that Bryan Danielson does, or even like, Garcia and all that. You don't have the opportunity to work with other women that go as hard as a fucking Serena Deebs does. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty much in the same thing. So when you have a good match that Toni Storm will put on, a good solid match, then they're quiet because they don't have that shock value. If you're really a real wrestling fan, when you see shit like that, you should be like, yo, this was a dope fucking match and be interested in it. But I'm sitting here wondering why the fucking fans are quiet. Not every match is going to be Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. You can't put on that match every week. I don't know. Maybe.
I still want to give it some time because I think we just need new story. And she's.
Well, I think.
I think what's lacking here is not so much of what's in the ring, but it's the story that leads up to it. It's a little bit of a total package. Right now, she's hot. She's red hot. The fans fucking love her. And, New York, I hope, would show much love to Toni Storm because she is a great fucking wrestler. She's a great female wrestler.
Yes.
I just need somebody to just come out there and just like if you remember matches that she had in NXT UK, I need matches like that for the women's division in AEW. And that's what's missing. Because it's the respective person, the competitor that she's going up against, that she has to possibly run the show in the ring. Like, Penelope Ford.
That was a good match.
That was a great match.
Yeah. But Gigi.
That was a great match. What I don't like is that Penelope Ford just got back. I wouldn't so much give her a loss. I think we should put her in jobbers matches, but those are normally air on Dark, on their YouTube shows. I think they're lacking at least one match just to have that filler match, that fluffer. Not to say people go to the bathroom or anything like that, but give a chance to build up one of your original stars for her comeback and build story to that. Like, I've been taking out these people, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I think when you have that dynamic, then it's more interesting in the ring. There's no real chemistry with some of these people that Toni Storm is wrestling with. And without that chemistry, that's where you get that silence. So it's not really on her. It's also the person that she's in the ring with.
And also, Britt Baker, as opposed to everyone else in the women's division, besides Jade, has storylines and reasons to be in that ring. Britt Baker didn't wrestle every week. Didn't wrestle anyone every week. She
cut a promo every week.
She showed she was the best, and then other people were gunning for her. Toni Storm is wrestling every week like if she's not the champion. Jade
I don't know. I like a fighting champion. I like a fighting champion.
I do too.
But I understand what you're saying.
When Moxie did it, it was on purpose. It was like, I'm out here challenging any one of you motherfuckers that think you got the balls to fight me. Because I want to fight. I'm here to fight. I'm the champion. I'm here to fight. I ain't got no problem defending this. Toni Storm's on some, well, she's number 5 in the card.
But this is the thing. You can't really blame her for that because she's not the one doing the booking for her shit.
No, I get it. But this is what I'm saying. It's like,
okay, let's put this in perspective though. If we let Toni Storm book at least 2 of 4 matches, the difference that it will make for her booking her own matches, like, yo, I'm gonna come out here, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Say she's gonna be that person. Yes, I'm Toni Storm. I don't need Tony Schiavone here to interview me. I am the women's champion. I am tired of doing these useless nonsense matches that are meaningless. Give me someone who really wants this title and who fucking deserves it. We need that. But the thing is that she's not getting booked like that.
No, yeah,
but if you book
problem.
her like that, she will deliver. And when she delivers, then it incites the crowd. That's my thing. It's the way she's being booked. It has nothing to do with Toni Storm herself.
No, I'm not saying this is Toni Storm's fault. What I'm just saying is like they put in the effort for Britt Baker. They're not putting the effort in. For it's like
I'll go with Jade. I'll go with Jade on this one. They've been putting nothing but effort on her, and her matches suck.
Yeah,
nobody likes
facts.
Yeah, but if they put in that same effort with Thunder Rosa's title reign wouldn't have been meh. She tried her hard. It looked like they turned around and said, "All right, Thunder, go out there and say something." And it was like she tried her hardest to be something she's not. She's not Britt Baker. You got to go with her strengths. The Serena Deeb shit should have been her breakout moment, but when they had that awkward shit where they didn't know how to stop talking to let the other one talk in their promos, that's kind of fucked up the whole thing because it's like, all right, we got. They're supposed to be the best in the world. They look like amateurs out here. You know what I'm saying? Whereas,
I would love Serena Deeb to be my AEW Women's Champion.
She should have been. I don't know why she's not out here now with Toni Storm.
Now she's the one that can be a champion and make every match matter.
Yeah.
She did that with just doing a 15-second squash match. She made that fucking matter somehow.
Yeah.
She's really good.
And that's the type of woman that needs to be an AEW Women's Champion. Because she's on the mic skills is fucking amazing. Her in-ring ability, oh my God. Outstanding. Outstanding. And what are we doing with her? We gave her an ROH Women's Championship match with, Mercedes Martinez, and it was dope. That shit was so good. But why can't I get that for AEW?
Yeah. I don't know why the ROH Championship isn't being defended in AEW either. Because, like, you have more opportunities to have more women shine. And, Mercedes Martinez and Britt Baker fighting for the ROH title or in a rivalry there would have made a lot of sense in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot Mercedes Martinez was even with the company.
No, to be honest with you, I don't blame you.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so Joseph goes, I read somewhere Thunder Rosa is Britt Baker's punching bag, and that pissed me off. And Jade has Bryan Danielson training her, and she still sucks, man. She's getting better. She's injured. Mercedes Martinez is injured. Yo, why is everybody getting injured in AEW?
She's injured.
I don't know what's happening with their TV deal in ROH.
Oh, man.
It's going to happen eventually. They just don't know what.
All of it.
Yo, not for nothing. If I was Tony Khan, I would have invested in some ring skirts and maybe something to change the entrance, and made a YouTube fucking channel for ROH to have like a weekly or monthly show, just so that way I can at least show these wrestlers off somehow. You do it for Dark, do it for
Why?
ROH, and so
Why
that way
though?
they can be
But no,
active. People can
I
watch them, see them.
constantly hear about how everybody says, I don't watch that fucking shit anyway. What's the point?
I don't watch Dark, but
I
I
do.
would have been interested to watch ROH. Like no,
I do.
like
I watched Dark. And yeah, it's all a lot of like squash matches, but there's some matches that are actually really good. And to be honest with you, a lot of times I just watch it for the commentary, because the commentary is funny as shit.
Right. I'm not saying I'm one of those guys. I'm just saying there's a lot of people out there that go, yeah, you know, they use that as a fucking punchline for everything. When they go, oh, wouldn't you have your fucking match on Dark? You know, because you suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
So,
yeah.
If you make an ROH, people are just going to use it again as a
what
fucking
people
punchline.
don't realize
not replace
is
Dark with ROH.
this is the thing.
Do what
though.
you're doing
people
with
don't
Dark.
realize it with Dark. You're kind of also bringing up your wrestlers in the independent circuit. That's from that city. That's trying to get their foot into AEW and just being a jobber. But Poison Kate, Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale started on Dark. She was a jobber a lot of matches she didn't win and everything like that. But that's, of course, we're just developing stars. And now we actually seen her. Yes, we haven't seen her in a while, but we've seen her on Dynamite. You know?
Yeah.
And she started winning on Dark, having her own entrance on Dark, seeing what the crowd feels about it. It's a way of also showcasing your independent wrestlers that you go to these indie shows. So that's what a lot of people don't understand or see. Like we're seeing another wrestler that's in the independent circuit that could actually be the next person to blow up. I watch it also because of that, just to get familiarized with names and see the type of characters that they can kind of give us.
That's how Scott
I believe with an ROH YouTube show, it can do the same. I watched ROH, my first out, like online. I didn't catch it on cable or anything like that. I caught that shit online. And it had hours of that, endless hours. And I think, why not? Because any little bit of attraction out there on YouTube, somehow, some way, will be seen. It's better to have that than nothing.
Yeah. No, I know how like Dark and all that shit works. Like I watch it all the time too. But the general consensus when it comes to fans is that they say they don't watch that shit because it's just, you know, glorified fucking squash matches.
And yet they still watch it. At the end of the day, they will still watch it. Because that's what fucking works too.
No, yeah, but you know, as many people talk shit about it, there's just as many that watch it.
Yeah.
And to be able to at least give something for people to watch, people will watch it. And if it catches on to the point where it's like, yo, people are watching this shit like crazy,
especially when you have someone like Samoa Joe. I missed Samoa Joe on my TV. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So if Joe's on YouTube working, then I'm watching it because I love Samoa Joe. Same thing with Mercedes Martinez. Even when she comes back from injury, I enjoy watching her. Jay Lethal, I enjoy Jay Lethal. Yeah, there's a lot that just comes from it. And then think about the other potential stars that you're not able to go ahead. Eventually, we're going to have to move some of these AEW heads to ROH, but be smart about the moves. It's not just placing them there. It's just being smart about the moves. It's a chess game.
He's plugging that IWTV.
Yeah, we gotta let everybody get a subscription to IWTV. Matt Awesome is on there. He's wrestling on there. Some great wrestling. Get your subscription now.
Yeah.
GG speaking facts.
I was thinking like with ROH, because since they have a thing with Turner, there's so many like channels that they could use. So they got TBS, they got TNT. You know, they could use a slot in like True TV.
Yeah.
Where like the Impractical Jokers are at.
Yeah.
They could totally find a time slot for them.
Yeah. Turner Classic Network, all these things.
Yeah. HBO Max. You just want to have it a streaming thing.
You know, something like, but even if it's like a monthly thing where you just put on pay-per-views, or big events every month, people will watch that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just have it available for people to watch. That's why I didn't watch ROH. I didn't have Verizon. I couldn't watch them on TV. I don't watch Impact because I don't have the A6 channel or the Axe channel, whatever the fuck channel they're on.
Same.
I don't have that. You know, so it's like if you give me an opportunity to watch it, I'll catch it every now and again. You know what I'm saying? But if I can't watch it, what do you want me to do? And it sucks for the talent because like, you know, they're fucking loyal to their brand. Like they love Ring of Honor and you know what it stands for and everything like that, and they don't even get a chance to showcase it. Then you got fuckheads that want to fight in the back, you know, right after one of their fucking best pay-per-views that they fucking had. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. Yep, I get it.
And just to be clear, I'm blaming everybody. And real quick, I do want to get into the WWE shit. Okay. And yes. You know, the Clash of the Castle was good.
Yes.
But I want to point out.
I didn't get to see NXT though. I need to catch NXT. I want to see that Ricochet versus Carmelo Anthony.
That is one of my contenders for match of the weekend. Carmelo Hayes and Ricochet match. Yeah. Match of the weekend.
Match of the weekend.
Yeah, I would put that up there.
Oh,
that's how good they mesh together. But,
I'm sorry. I'm just reading fucking Kenny's comment that says put the picture down.
but yo, can we get over the Papa H honeymoon as of yet? Because from what I'm seeing, this is what I'm seeing.
We just gotta step up.
He's doing the same shit that Tony Khan did. He's bringing in all these guys that are free agents, same way Tony Khan did. Every week there's someone new, and then and he's doing the same shit Vince McMahon did. He single-handedly destroyed the tag team division he was trying to build up in 5 minutes. You had a fatal 4-way match for the #1 contendership on Raw with 4 top tag teams that you have. 4 of the only tag teams you showcase. It was an opportunity for the Alpha Academy to actually get a legitimate shot at the Usos for a tag team title shot. Me and Kenny watching Raw, we're saying we want them to get a title shot. Gable is on another level right now with his promos, and these guys can go. The Street Profits had 87,462 matches in the last 3 weeks with the Usos. I'm tired of seeing them. They're awesome matches. They go together. It's beautiful. I'm tired of seeing it. The New Day and the Usos is like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Ric Flair. You can put that on whatever the fuck you want and be the best match of the night. But we need someone new. We need something, some change. Let's build some new stars. And what happens? What happens right when Chad Gable's about to win? Choo-choo. The choo-choo train comes out and wrecks shop over all of the tag team division.
Oh, that was that match? Oh, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch that part. I got it mad late, but continue.
Yeah, the choo-choo train comes out and he wrecks shop and beats up everybody in the tag team division. Face plants right before he gets up and puts Otis through the wall. And then 2 hours later, they ask him, why'd you do that? Oh, I'm going to explain why I do that. No one's safe. I'm going to be on SmackDown. Wait, what? What did you, why Why did you need to come out during the tag team match when we're trying to get a number one contendership going on here? No one's safe. I thought it would have been better if he ripped the cage off of the if he ripped the cage off of the fucking off of the ring during the Bobby Lashley Miz match and go after Bobby Lashley, because at least he's going after a title and a big guy. He's not ruining the whole division. Where like you just stopped Austin Theory's run and just made it Kevin Owens? Now Kevin Owens is the guy that comes out every week talking shit to everyone?
I don't mind that.
I don't mind it either. But who is Austin Theory in a beef with? Who does he got beef with? Everyone. And now Kevin Owens goes, guess what? I want beef with everyone too. What's happening here? I said this earlier. It is no longer Friday Night SmackDown. It is Friday Night Roman Reigns. When Roman Reigns comes out with a catchphrase, they would change SmackDown to, it's probably Friday Night We the Ones. They change it SmackDown to We the Ones, because if Roman Reigns ain't on it, no one gives a shit about SmackDown. There's no reason to watch SmackDown. Roman Reigns ain't on it. Papa H ain't doing shit, but the same thing he's doing that Vince McMahon was doing, but it's just different people that he's doing it with. He ain't making new stars, he's bringing them in. Karrion Kross has been in the WWE for weeks now. He ain't have a match. He ain't have one match, but he's throwing water at Drew McIntyre. Who does Karrion Kross got beef with? Does he got beef with Roman, or does he got beef with Drew?
Yes.
He wants beef with everybody.
Everyone wants the Fiend to come in, and I'm sitting here going, everyone wants the Fiend to come in. I'm sitting here going, yo, I just want one more storyline than Dexter Lumis kidnapping the Miz, letting him go, and then stalking him. What was the purpose of kidnapping him the first time? Did you anally rape the Miz? Like, what? Speak to us, Miz. It's safe here. Where did he touch you? And why did he let you go?
He didn't touch you. Why are you making it into like he's a Miz pedophile?
Like, what's going on? Matt, we have the beefs. Like, what's going on? What is going on? Like,
he's a predator. He just made him to go. He went night, and next thing you know, Miz woke up like, where the fuck am I? What's going on?
My man got sexually assaulted in the ring, and we're not talking about this shit. What is going on here? Gargano?
I love Dexter Lumis. I love it.
No.
I love Dexter Lumis. I love the Gargano and Austin Theory. It's slowly coming together, man. Like you just, it is what it is. It's just it has to flow.
It has the flow, but where's Mustafa Ali? Where's he at? He's been wrestling. Where's Cedric Alexander? Where's all these other people that we've been begging for? Been begging for when Vince was running, and we're not seeing them, but there's new people coming back. You're still not showcasing your stars.
You know who's not coming around though lately? I noticed this, but Veer is no longer coming.
Yeah, Veer's no longer coming. He busted his nut, and that was it.
He was a meme.
He's on E. Braun Choo Choo Train broke down faster than the MTA delay. Yo, for real, he busted his ass, bro.
Isn't Dexter Lumis married?
He's married to this girl.
Is he? I don't think he's married to her. I think he's wait.
Well, that's the storyline. Didn't they get married in NXT?
Indy Hartwell was like the first episode of 2.0.
Yeah.
So what's he doing chasing the Miz?
They look alike.
Chasing his wife.
Yeah.
He did. He did chase his wife. He went to NXT. They had a reunion. He gave her a letter, and he walked out the door. The cops caught him. I shit you not. That was the whole story. That was the whole story.
Oh wait, is this what happened? Dexter Lumis sent a letter to Hartwell, and it goes, "How do I get you on the main roster?" Lay read the letter and went, "Fuck the Miz," and now Dexter Lumis is trying to fuck the Miz to get Hartwell on Raw. Lay, are you getting Dexter Lumis to fuck the Miz to come on Raw? Like, what's going on here? I guess Veer's not the only one coming on Raw.
That's it. It's all about the way. The way to Monday Night Raw. That's about it, baby. Woo. Let's go. bring up Indy Hartwell. She's the only one that's going to bring Dexter Lumis back. We're bringing back that NXT storyline.
Oh,
I'm with it.
And another thing, I mean, that storyline, it could work because there's nothing else happening. But another thing is, they're really not showing any respect to these women on commentary. That that 6-woman tag match, there was like 2 botches when Bailey's trying to tell EO like, yo, you got to get in the ring because it's that. But it felt like the commentators were like, oh yeah, and the women are here. The women are here, yeah. They blew.
And it wasn't with EO. It was also Dakota Kai. Like she told her, "Yo, come back."
Yeah.
There was a couple of times where she called them out, like Matt out.
Yeah. Michael Cole blew out his mic during the fucking kickoff show, screaming about some shit that wasn't even important during that match, and he couldn't even give a fuck when Bailey was in that ring or EO Sky was in that ring. Like, come on, bro. What happened to this this guy's not in your ear no more and we're going to be real shit? Ryan Saxon's still doing stupid shit.
He doesn't know how to. Like, Michael Cole does, and he doesn't at the same time. He'll say it. He's like, I'm not a wrestling commentator. Like, he said it before. But he can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Give a fuck about the man. Someone give a fuck about... Do this. Speak. Give it to a fan. Go ahead, speak. Speak it to the mic. Say something about this match. Someone can give a fuck about the women in the WWE.
You know what's going to suck? That Pat McAfee is taking some time off.
Yeah, he's doing college football now.
Right. And now, with that coming into play, that exciting SmackDown commentary, because in all honesty, Pat McAfee brings that commentary to life.
Yeah.
If anybody brings it to life, it's him. Corey Graves can also bring it to life, but not the way Pat McAfee does. Yeah. And to have that for some time off, that's going to be like a weird adjustment.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, because Corey Graves is gonna be the one to take his place. He's always the one that does the. Yeah, but there goes the ratings on SmackDown, bro. There are no ratings for SmackDown. It's Roman Reigns. It's Friday Night Roman Reigns.
We're also bringing up a little bit of Shinsuke Nakamura.
I think Shinsuke and Walter or Gunther, they have their matches on main event and they just air them on Friday. That's how much I think SmackDown's Roman Reigns.
No,
I know that's not the case. I'm just saying it's ridiculous. It's bullshit, especially when they only have one match for SmackDown on the pay-per-views. But I will say, Walter and Sheamus was a banger.
Oh my god, that was the match, that was match of the night for me. For that pay-per-view, that was the match of the night.
Yeah. And
that was, Sheamus' chest was fucking lit up like Christmas. Holy shit.
Yes. Yo, did it seem like Sheamus' swan song? It kind of looked like Sheamus was like, all right, everybody, that was my last match. A little.
No, I don't think so. I think this is my thing. With the Intercontinental Championship bout, it is something that Sheamus must achieve before he retires. It's a must.
Because that makes him the...
He's a Grand Slam. That's the one title he has never held in his WWE career.
Nope. He's been United States champion multiple times, WWE champion, and tag team champion, but I don't think Intercontinental champion.
Why do I find that so hard to believe?
Well, I think during the draft he was the U.S. champion when they switched him or some shit.
That's what it was. It was the U.S. champion, but it was never Intercontinental champion.
Yeah, he was always
not even for the period of time where they didn't even give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I have to watch that match. I didn't get to see it.
Yo,
that was good.
It was. It was a match where it was like Walter was like, I finally got someone my size to work with that's just as tough as me. And Sheamus was like, fella, let's fucking do this. Because they went
and
at it.
Sheamus is like, if you're gonna hit me, you better fucking hit me.
Yeah.
Don't hold back. It's your time to shine, because Sheamus will bring that out, and Sheamus did.
Yeah.
They both brought it out of each other. This made Gunther look insane.
Yeah, for a while, Sheamus kind of looked like, he's just going through the paces. He wasn't taking serious. This match made Sheamus show the world, no, I'm a top player here. If need be, I can put on match of the night. I can be the guy, that does this shit. It kind of made me want to see Sheamus go after Roman Reigns.
Those European guys, they're fucking stiff as fuck when it comes to doing matches.
Yeah. They was. Yo, Walter chopped the shit out of Sheamus, and I felt it. All right, Matt, appreciate you, brother.
Cool. What he told me. Can y'all remind me?
Oh, what he told you was fuck John Cena.
This fucking guy. Shut up. Shut up.
And then he's working on getting.
We're not going there. No.
Yo, Matt.
Jesus.
You know what to do, Matt.
Oh, welcome to the Bronx.
Yo, yeah. You know what? You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Matt told me that he told Willow to cut ass on me on that show, but I never went and spoke to Willow. I never introduced myself to Willow, so it fucked. If I would have known that she was supposed to cut ass on me, I would have went up to Willow and said hi. So it's fucked up. The streamers, yeah, we heard about that, Matt. We heard about it.
The streamers, yes. As soon as you told me, bro, I hit them up. That was like that. We got that one done.
Yeah.
We're thinking about other things too, but we ain't gonna tell you just yet.
That's right. But yeah, man. I can't not hold the WWE accountable for them doing the same shit as just Triple H's and then the wrestling. Oh yeah, Clash of the Castle. The wrestling there was good. All the wrestling there was good. But Monday Night Raws, it stepped up one level since Triple H came and stayed there. And some will argue that Monday Night Raw was the weakest one we just had. That's right.
Yeah.
You missed her. But yo, Kenny, I know Kenny knows what I'm saying, but yeah, I want change. It was supposed to be, Triple H was supposed to be our champion. It's not happening. The same way I bitched about AEW and Tony Khan not having the storylines and not using the wrestlers properly. Like, where's Scorpio Sky and everyone else they had? Where's Cedric Alexander? Where's Mustafa Ali? Where's everyone else that we wanted doing Raw? Triple H ain't bring them up. He's not doing nothing with them. But we got Dexter Lumis fucking The Miz every Monday. We got a predatory rapist on the loose. And someone flipping over every car they see. Braun Strowman turned into the Incredible Hulk off of camera. And can't stand on his own 2 feet on camera.
Yeah. But he definitely turned into a Banner for a second before he slipped.
Yeah.
They go, shit, wait, I got out of form. Bring it back up, big fella.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if in the coming weeks Triple H comes out on TV and talks about his grapefruits. I wouldn't be surprised. Patience. Yo,
be patient.
Bullshit. We had 6 weeks.
You're
6
terrible.
weeks.
6 weeks to fix. Hold up. 6 weeks to fix how many fucking decades of Vince McMahon shit? Let's just count the last 10. All right, dude.
The first The first Raw, Kevin Owens came out and said,
time.
No. The first Raw, Kevin Owens came out and said,
I'm the prize fighter now.
Oh my
and
god.
now everybody is respecting Kevin Owens as a top guy.
Kevin Owens was a fucking top guy. I always saw Kevin Owens as a top guy. Fuck
Alpha
that.
Academy's still a joke. No one changed. Like, there's no respect for tag team division. The women still fucking bullshitting around. There's no respect for them. We still got the gimmicky shit. They had 1 week where
the
they showed
women still bullshitting around, but yes,
video.
Sasha Banks is gonna eventually come back, and then you're gonna say something different.
No, because it should not take Sasha Banks coming back for them to be taken serious. I'm sorry, I love Sasha Banks, but you have enough talent there for them to hold the mantle of the women's division. It should never take one person coming back to make a division stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Sasha Banks, if anyone comes back, they can add to it, but it should not be a situation where it's Ronda Rousey, where we're gonna wait until Ronda Rousey comes to have them at WrestleMania or Royal Rumble or to have their own fucking pay-per-view. We didn't need Ronda Rousey for that shit. The women they have now can be a main event of WrestleMania, can have their own pay-per-view, and can withstand their own Royal Rumble. No, but this is I'm just saying, I gotta give the same criticism. I gotta give the same criticism because it's only been 3 years for AEW, but they're not taking advantage of the guys they have. It's been 6 weeks for Triple H, who's been working there with the talent. He did it in NXT Black and Gold. He should have day one. Boom, we're changing everything. Especially after Clash of the Castle, when that was the official last of Vince McMahon's fucking Vince McMahon's shit. That should have been on some. All right, here goes the new direction we're going.
I disagree with that completely, man.
So, guys, why you disagree with it?
When you have a football team that's been run by the same coach for 30 plus years, and this is his playbook, and this is how he's run his plays for years and years and years, and he finally retires or he gets fired, you bring in a new coach, but he has all these players that learn that same fucking maneuver for years. That's all they know. It's going to be hard to build up a new team with a new coach. You can't just do it in a day. So,
but
I mean, look at Jim Harbaugh with Brady Hoke. That's a Michigan reference for all those Michigan fans.
I get that, Dave. But when the Knicks fired their coach, and I forgot who was, but this was when the Knicks was the oldest team in the league. When the Knicks fired their coach from, I think, the Timberwolves, and their assistant coach stepped up, they made it to the playoffs, the second round, for the first time in like 20, 30 years. Leadership can cause change, especially when you are the one that's in control of the outcome of every match. You can sit there and go, yo, this whole storyline with this shit is done with. Now I need you two guys to wrestle, put on a banger, and we're going to have this interfere with that. We're going to make Bobby Lashley look like the champion that he deserves to be the champion. You put out a video of how important the United States title is, and then you had 2 weeks back-to-back where The Miz just got a title shot for no reason. And it got overshadowed by a fucking predator. The Bobby Lashley's United States Championship, which was told to us week 1 of Triple H, which was important. You had a hell of a match with Tommaso Ciampa and Bobby Lashley, and then 2 weeks in a row, Dexter Lumis is more important than the United States title.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, there's
Braun
still some
Strowman's more important than the
in
tag
that
team
shit.
champion.
There's still some Vinceism in that shit. He's got to trickle it down somehow.
No, but that's Triple H's choices. That's not from Vince. That's Triple H choosing to bring Dexter Lumis in and put him in a thing with Miz and incorporate the United States title. That's Triple H choosing to bring Braun Strowman back, which we don't need, and put him in the tag team division. That's the segment that we can waste. Why do we need to waste the tag team #1 contendership segment? You could have easily put anyone out there and had Braun Strowman come destroy them, and it would have had no consequences. But you destroyed your whole tag team division. And me and Kenny were asking, why ain't the Viking Raiders out there if they're beating up the New Day every week? If Viking Raiders are beating up the New Day every week, why are they not in the #1 contendership match?
I
You know
have
what I'm
to
saying?
agree
Like
to that. That one I would have to agree to.
that's why like, you have control over where you put things and how you put things. You could have had the Miz go with fucking any fucking body but Bobby Lashley. He's the only champ you got on Raw.
You want him with Logan Paul again?
He could have been with anybody. He could have been. They could have redid that shit with Mustafa Ali and let fucking this guy go after him. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have been the guy trying to out fucking Elroy, fucking Elias's younger brother. You're forgetting WWE is making movies, not pro wrestling. And this is the problem because when Triple H came, when Papa H took over, everybody was under the assumption we were getting NXT Black and Gold on Raw and SmackDown. And that wasn't movies, that was wrestling. And I'm saying different guys, same shit. And you already know how I felt about the old shit. I don't want the same shit. I don't want a new chef making me the same shitty burger. But I
have to
I
give
you guys
it
the floor.
time. Rome wasn't built in one day, sir. And that is what Triple H is trying to rebuild. Vince built Rome. And because of his own stupidity and shit in general, he ended up crumbling it down. Not all the way down to the ground. No. But there's a lot of rubbles. There's a lot of cracks. A lot of shit. Triple H is, in a way, yes, patching up this shit. Because this is the shit that was placed on his lap. So this is what he has to fucking do. And it's not going to happen overnight. You say 6 weeks, I can't even get shit. Give it fucking time.
But
you're not giving it no fucking time. And that's your fucking problem. You're just getting so fucking pissed off and emotional about the tag team. And yes, we're going to get that. The Usos are still running the longest reigning fucking tag team is whatever the case may be, because it's all about the fucking story. Let it
so
be.
It's okay for
it's
him
going
to
to
give
happen.
us the shit?
Yes, it's okay to him to give us the shit because we still have to trust the process.
Nah,
it's going to unfold, It's going to unfold, and you're gonna come back and be like, "No, I actually really like that. I like how that actually ended up being unfolded." Yes, and it will happen, and it's okay to be in denial. It's okay to be in denial. You are our friend, and we are here for you for your denial and in your bullshit, and you know, because you know we love you.
Yeah, you can't, bro. Listen, if you have cracks in the ground, you fill it with cement. You don't fill the cracks with shit.
It's not shit.
Braun Strowman is the wrestler we needed. Braun Strowman is the wrestler we needed.
Dexter Lumis is the wrestler we needed.
Dexter Lumis has Dexter Lumis.
I'm sorry. I agree with that.
I can see Dexter Lumis being there because of Gargano. Because of Gargano and maybe Lindsay. There's something you can build off of that. The whole thing with Dominic Mysterio. I said on Monday, what if Dominic Mysterio would have been told by Triple H, listen, start appearing out of shape, add a little few pounds on you, start wrestling a little weird so people could hate you, and then when you turn on your father and you join the Judgment Day, that's when you get back into shape, and that's when you start wrestling a little sharper, so it makes it seem like Judgment Day was the one that set you straight and your father was holding you back. But that's a little bit too deep, because who's flipping a car over there and who's molesting people?
Gotta stop with that.
That's what we need. We need
he's
someone
not
to grab a grown
anyone.
Man and pull him out of the arena.
All right, he's being very stalkerish, but this is how Dexter Lumis always was. This is what got him over in NXT.
God forbid our United States champion doesn't main event Raw without someone coming out and having their own storyline being told. the cage is to keep people out. That was what it was told, right? Yeah, and it served no purpose.
It never does.
No,
when
but
have you known that shit was to like serve purpose? Literally, in the last fucking 10 years. Hello, absolutely not. You're gonna call this match is supposed to serve? But get the fuck out of here with that shit, bro.
Let's be honest. Everything will change after WrestleMania, so Roman can finally go to Hollywood. And no, bro, I'm not waiting until WrestleMania. I'm not waiting until WrestleMania for shit to change.
Because you are an impatient bastard.
No,
that's why.
No, because everyone is in hopes that The Rock comes for WrestleMania. That hasn't been set in stone. Let's fucking go now, let's start making new stars. Let's start making new stars. Everything is contingent on The Rock for some fucking reason. There's gonna be 2 nights of WrestleMania. There's more than just the fucking Rock. Give me something else. Why do so many people need to come back for everybody? Oh, the WWE's doing so much better now because Gargano came back. What? Gargano came back because Triple H is there. Okay, that's fine. But that doesn't make Raw better until other people start coming up and other storylines happen. The whole thing with Dexter Lumis is 5 minutes of a 3-hour show.
But it's supposed to give you that longevity. You have to let it play out. You just want things done like in a month. Nigga, 6 weeks? Really? That's a month and 2 weeks. Come on. You're not giving anything no room. You act like everything's going to change like that. Like your expectations is up here, and you have to realize it's a slutty build-up.
Gigi, when SummerSlam ended, we got Skyforce, which is better known as Damage Control. The women's division changed, and it didn't change any. Then we got the tag team tournament for the women's division. The attitude for the women's division never changed, but they have this. They changed that instantly after SummerSlam. Braun Strowman comes in. Now he's going after Roman Reigns, and instantly we got a new person who could contend against Roman Reigns. Dexter Lumis comes in. Instantly, it changes the dynamic of The Miz. So why can't other things instantly happen? Why can't Cedric Alexander come out and start instantly having matches on Raw? I'm not asking for Jesus himself to come down and paint the fucking the arena.
I think that's the issue I have with like most fans. You like most fans, I can't stand listening to because they're so impatient and they expect everything now, and that's just not how it works.
Yeah, but
it doesn't. It doesn't work. Wait. But
if you hired me,
and whatever. What about Solo Sikoa?
What about him? He's another one that came in that's gonna overshadow somebody on SmackDown.
So we're just going to dismiss the fact that he belongs to a Samoan dynasty, that adds story, it builds character, you're bringing up new people.
Okay, all right, no. Oh, okay. So we're also going to dismiss the fact that after that match that Solo Sikoa came in, that a boxer came in and started singing with Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre still wants to go after the title. That shit was a little bit weird.
That shit was a little bit. I'm not agreeing to everything. That shit was a little bit off. That was very fucking weird and off, but I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. That is not my country. No. I'm pretty sure that the fans over there also was a little bit weirded off, but felt a little, that's a nice little home field meal. A little touch there. I give that to them. Whatever.
But this is the magic of TV. You can do anything and change anything. Look at AEW. You talking about trust the process. They suspended all of their top people. The new champions that were crowned on All Out were suspended. And instantly we got a tournament for the new AEW champion and brand new trios champions. It wasn't give us time and we'll figure this shit out. It was this is what's gonna happen instantly. Every week you have a weekly episodic episode of a show. You can change that shit whenever the fuck you want. Dave, if you hired me to paint your room, and I go, all right, I'll paint your room, and then 6 weeks later I didn't touch your room, you were like, yo, bro, what's happening? You gotta be patient, bro. These are the customers I hate. They want everything done now. You gotta be patient. Wait until after WrestleMania.
No, well, no. Okay, so with WWE, it's like if I hired you to paint my house, you start doing it, then you got let go, and now Gigi has to paint my house, and she's got to get all this paint. She's got to start doing you start getting all this work done. She's got to get all her equipment. That's the kind of situation you're thinking of. That's the situation that's going on in WWE. Now,
but you got to remember,
when
Gigi's
you
also
brought
an
up
employee of
AEW,
this.
when you brought up AEW instantly changing, it's because they've been under the same fucking ownership. So he knows what he's gonna. I mean,
Triple H has been there doing this for years.
Just because he's been there doesn't mean
it's
he
not
was
like
always
Nick Khan
like,
is taking over.
It's not like he was the one that had the final word, because at the end of it, if Vince did not like it, then guess what? It wasn't going to happen. And most of it could have been Triple H's fucking ideas.
Time out. Because how many episodes have we had where me, Lay, you, Show, Kenny all gave a storyline for how CM Punk should come back or how Roman Reigns should lose the title, who he should lose it to? How many times have we just came out of nowhere and just put the storylines? Triple H knows what he wants to do, and he should be able to right now, because he doesn't have Vince McMahon in the back of his head going, "Don't do that, don't do this." He can turn around and do the same shit he did with Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens now all of a sudden changed his gimmick from the idiot that's just there to now the prize fighter again that wants to be taken serious.
Because that's what Triple H kind of sees. That's what he saw in him when he brought him to NXT.
You don't see it in anyone else?
Wait a minute, but who's to say he's only focusing on one person? Here you are, like, oh, is that the only person? No, he's trying to fucking
say that.
My God, you're so fucking impatient.
All I'm seeing on Monday Night Raw is Kevin Owens changed and Dexter Lumis. And now Braun Strowman.
So, wow, so we're building. So we're building.
Every week. Yeah, we're building.
So when you read a book, you just want to read one chapter beginning and end, and then that's it.
No.
When
I read a book,
because that's what it seems like to me.
No. When I read a book, I go to page 1, page 2. I don't put a magazine in it, and then read the magazine, because what Triple H is doing, going, I'm gonna fix all the problems, and I'm gonna bring back everybody that left. What about the people that stood there and aren't getting any respect? Who, Ricochet? No. Everyone else. We'll send Ricochet to NXT. Don't worry about that.
Sometimes
we still got an entire division.
It's a chess game, sir.
The chess game is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to be the number one contenders for the tag team division, in a division where the rest of the real tag teams got destroyed by a fucking 6'8" fucking idiot.
Oh my God.
For what? For why? To show that the Choo-Choo's train is so strong?
Yep, that's exactly why. And then let's see what happens, because maybe he'll get his title match with Roman. Maybe he's the one just to put over, I don't see him dethroning Roman, but because he's a big guy, that's how they can write this shit off. And there's different ways of how to write Roman off, because technically this is like his little goodbye tour, it feels like, because he's trying to take some time off for himself. You also have to understand, a lot of shit was already written, not to say written, but pretty much planned out months in advance. They can't just plan this shit out. So a lot of these plans, it's just Triple H tweaking it. Because guess what? It's not to fall in the same line of everything, but you can't just kind of switch it up like this. The best time to do that is during WrestleMania or even the Royal Rumble. It's the beginning of the Royal Rumble.
How many times have we heard Vince change plans on the fly?
Because he was never fucking satisfied.
So if Vince is not even satisfied with his own plans, Triple H gotta. If Vince is not satisfied with his own plans, Triple H just got to sit there and be in control of everything, but do what Vince has been doing and slowly change shit.
He changed the plans, but he always had.
They've been in the garbage for months.
Bro,
their flow is garbage.
Please. Jesus Christ!
You're telling me that Raw was watchable, Dave? You're telling me Raw was watchable?
Listen, man. First of all, I never defend WWE, so this is new for me. But second of all, no, it wasn't watchable. But I'm just saying, like, when he would tear up his plans, he would. I think everybody had like a general idea of what he wanted. You just don't go out there willy nilly and not know what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? They had a general idea of what Vince McMahon wanted, and they went out there and did it. This one, you know, you got Vince McMahon now. All of his ideas are out there, and I mean, I don't know. I'm probably talking shit because I'm tired, but am I making any good points here?
Not really.
Okay.
You sounded like me trying to defend the pipe bomb. It was one of those. We were not prepared for this. Yeah, we're not prepared for this, so I'm gonna give my best off of the top of my head of my knowledge, and it's not working. I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah, this is totally off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, I get it, but
I think everybody had a. Well, I think everybody had a general idea with Vince McMahon what he wanted.
Sorry,
even if
that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good. And they knew what he wanted from the jump, regardless if there was a script or not. And yeah, like obviously he's been doing it for years. So like Gigi said, he's been building up for months. Like the SummerSlam thing that Kenny just mentioned, he had to tweak it up a little bit. So everything that he's doing, he's tweaking. Yeah.
Until he's done with the plans that's already been set in place. He's still tweaking along the way until it's fully his.
Yes. Like, do you think honestly Vince McMahon didn't plan anything all the way to WrestleMania? He has plans all the way to WrestleMania. He thinks ahead of that shit.
Yeah, but if you watch the product, none of those plans are in fruition. All those plans are on paper.
You're not letting it go yet, though.
If we're still talking about Vince McMahon, we're in month 9 of the year. If those plans haven't started showing now, it's too late.
It's not too late. It's not too late. You're just being an impatient asshole.
I'm gonna pull a lay on you guys right now. I'm gonna change the subject, but ask you a question. So you guys would rather still see the Vince McMahon product instead of for the Triple H product?
No, I would love to see the Triple H product. I'm asking time. I'm not being impatient. This is the thing. Yeah, I'm not being impatient. I'm letting it unfold until we actually see it.
Okay.
You don't plant a flower and expect it to just fucking blossom.
At what point do we say it's no longer being impatient? At what point do we say, okay, Trip, your time is up?
Give it a year or 2 or 3.
All right. So in 2027, Triple H is gonna have the answer for his shit.
I would say Royal Rumble by then. And into his first real WrestleMania. In all honesty, patience is the key to success.
So I have to keep watching Vince McMahon's product, is what you're saying?
Maybe for a year.
Triple H took over, and I have to keep watching Vince McMahon's product.
I honestly give it until Royal Rumble, or even just a taste of Survivor Series if he actually does like NXT versus Raw versus SmackDown, because out of all Survivor Series, that was probably the best one because he was able to go ahead and have some type of fucking say so in that. And that was just a taste of it. Now he has it. The things have been a little bit planned in advance, and now he has a whole new fucking title. My man got more fucking shit and responsibility on his plate. That's gonna be fucking dope as fuck in the future. Be patient. So,
let me ask you a question. My patience.
We're gonna be here all fucking day, man.
One of the best SmackDowns that we seen was the one where NXT invaded because Abu Dhabi kidnapped our wrestlers. Wrong, right or wrong?
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot about that. And then we called up a shit ton of NXT people to show up.
And that was on the fly changes. And they changed the whole aspect of WWE there. And we wanted more of that. And what happened? It went right back to Vince's product on Monday. But be patient.
Be patient.
Be patient.
Because that's what we call a once in a lifetime opportunity, because the big boss had no other choice.
Yeah, that's called an audible.
That's what you call break this glass in case of emergency. That's what that was.
And they never did it again. But be patient.
Because why? Because everybody came back. Because everybody came back. And then Vince McMahon was still in charge, and they were still doing things.
They could have still kept that whole aura. They could have still kept all of that. Keith Lee.
You're right. They could have. But guess who did it? But guess who didn't want that? Guess who didn't want that? Vince.
Triple H.
And now you have Triple H. No, Triple H had no say in it. Bro, you see,
be patient.
There's so many interviews and sources that say that
what is he doing now?
Throw ideas to Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon would have never ever taken anything that Triple H would throw at him. But the minute that Shawn Michaels would probably say, "Hey Vince, I think this is good," fucking Vince McMahon's like, "That sounds like a good idea." He would never want to listen to Triple H. He never he didn't like the ways.
No. Tell me, what is Triple H doing now? Dexter Lumis and Braun Strowman. How? I just showed you how instantly you can change things.
You just said the best episode of SmackDown is when the NXT guys came in. And then you got main roster guys going to NXT, which is pretty much the fucking same shit.
So now, the reason why it was the best episode, not because there was NXT guys there, is because it changed the aspect. It changed the whole feeling of SmackDown. It made Daniel Bryan stop that whole shit where I'm an environmentalist and I got a wool belt, and it made him actually challenge fucking Adam Cole, baby, in a real match. It made it seem like no, you guys are the new guys here. We're the real wrestlers here, and it changed the whole dynamics of the WWE. That's why it was the best, not because they swapped people, because it changed the feeling of it. It made it really made it seem like they were relying on the wrestling and these wrestlers and not the bullshit stories.
Were you not excited for Ricochet and Carmelo Hayes?
I said that was match of the weekend. That was one of the match of the weekends. But does that change NXT 2.0?
It does.
Does it? How? If Ricochet isn't on NXT 2.0 anymore, and he just had that match on Worlds Collide, it doesn't change NXT 2.0 because no one else can give Carmelo Hayes that match.
Some time. I think Ricochet is going to be there for quite some time, very much like Cruz right now. He's down there for a while. Why?
We don't need Ricochet on NXT.
You kind of do. You kind of
we need him on SmackDown.
You don't need him on NXT, but yeah, you call that shit the match of the fucking night.
It doesn't.
We need people like him to elevate the stars that are still coming up in NXT. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
NXT is supposed to be a developmental program. Then you bring them up in the main roster. They already showed they didn't give a shit about NXT once they added the color to it. And the little bullshit that they've been doing, the oversprays.
You're so impatient.
What? No, I'm impatient because I want Ricochet to be on the main roster as a main guy.
You're impatient just because you expect change to happen overnight. At the end of the day, you're still expecting something to happen overnight. Now today, Triple H decided.
How patient was you when you found out that Gunther and Sheamus had a match at Clash of the Castle? That was a week in advance. They announced this match. Instantly changed it, and that was the match. Yeah, and that was the match of the night. Instantly changed it. That wasn't brought over since the Vince McMahon era. That wasn't be patient. That was right here, right now. Triple H is doing something that everyone didn't know they wanted.
But still, things are still in a storyline. You can't just change the ones that are in a storyline at the same time. Some things are meant to be changed in an instant like that, but some things are not meant to be. You have to take it. There's a balance to it. All right. Some have really good storylines. Some don't. We know this. It's nothing new to us, but there is a balance. You can't just, we have a strong storyline. You can't just interrupt it immediately. There's no real strong storyline when it comes to the tag teams. Yes, it was supposed to be for the number one contendership, but why not go ahead and just, you're going to continue to add on to it.
Well, name one strong storyline on Raw.
Riddle and Seth?
It's Riddle and Seth. Absolutely. And that match was still good.
So
and that match was still damn good.
That's the only one that you guys can name on Raw.
You said name one.
Yeah, okay, but no. This is my point. That's the only one that's happening on Raw right now. There's a 3-hour show on Raw. You're telling me you can't change 45 minutes of it? 1 hour segment? You can't change anything because Matt and Seth are still going?
I'm trying to think of something else.
When Cody got hurt, you had to pivot. Why does it take someone to get hurt or someone to get fired or some shit for you to pivot right then and there? Why can't you do it now? A 3-hour show, one match. You can't change the rest of the 2.5 hours. You can't give another 2 people or 4 people that same level of storyline or even less. You can't do that. The Judgment Day.
Wait a minute. I was about to say the Judgment Day. Aren't they on Raw? You know what? Don't even know it. Wait a minute. Sorry.
The only thing that's happening with the Judgment Day is Rhea
I'm also
Ripley's
very
timing.
high. Okay, I'm very high. Sometimes my memory when I'm high, I don't think about these things. That's why wait, I have to go back and check the resources. Okay, 1, 2. The J-Mo's hitting. 3. All right. I'm enjoying the fact that Dominic went ahead and made that turn. And that was storyline that didn't just happen within a week. It built up. And eventually we were all hoping, and for the longest we were hoping that Dominic was going to go ahead and turn on his dad, on Ray. And it never happened. 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 And then it finally happened.
That's a Vince McMahon storyline.
But the fact that when it happened, that was all under Triple H.
So Triple H, but you gotta trust that should have went longer.
The match was there, but the story wasn't. You have to trust the process. That was a story. That was a shock story, enough as is. And Bayley and Belair, yes, thank you, Kenny. But Bayley and Belair, that is unfinished business. And Bayley's going to come up with 2 other people to go ahead and bring them up because we're bringing people up.
Bayley said on Raw, she's not going to go after Belair until her girls get the tag team titles. So and that's not a storyline.
That's fine because they're going to get the tag team storylines, and then we're going to have a story with Bayley and Bianca. It's unfinished business. It's unfinished business. Bayley was supposed to get that title shot until she fucked herself up during practice.
And Bianca didn't go a year and a half without an opponent. They changed the whole they changed the whole shit. Becky Lynch right there on the spot. They even changed the champion right there on the spot.
Yeah, because that was Vince.
Mm-hmm.
So Vince can change it on the spot, but Triple H can't. He gotta go long ways.
Listen, Vince started it. Triple H is just in a position where he can take partial control of it. He's not in full control. Vince McMahon was always in full control, even though he wasn't as a shareholder as a company. But when it came to the final decision, it was always Vince McMahon. And now, as of today, it will always be on Triple H because that's what his promotion was all about. His promotion was basically all about of having that full control. All right.
Also,
so
you got
now all of this shit is his.
Right. Also, you got, like Gigi was saying, when you read a book, there's a beginning, middle, and end. Vince is not gonna start something, leave, give it to Triple H, and then he's just gonna fucking cut that story off right as soon as he gets in power. He's got to keep it going for a little bit and then have it end to make sense somehow.
Yeah, and that's what Clash of the Castle was.
What was it?
The end of Vince McMahon's storylines. We all knew Drew McIntyre was getting that title shot against Roman months ago. Once they said they were going to Ireland.
So really quickly, to kind of just go over what Triple H is now promotions.
Yo,
right? It's chief contact officer, and he will oversee creative writing, talent relations, live events, talent development, and creative services. In other words, now he has that full power. He didn't have that full power before.
Who was he under then?
Listen, they didn't give that information out. And I'm pretty sure he's underneath fucking Nick Khan and Stephanie because they're co-CEOs. You know what I'm saying? There's certain levels to this corporate life that is WWE where you have only so much of the leash before they give you an extra inch. And now Triple H has this extra inch and then some.
Okay. All right.
Trust the
Gigi,
process.
I understand what you're saying. Kenny,
but
you said Dave was right. You don't read the first page and boom, the next one. But I'm going to give it to you in a better scenario. WWE 2K21, everyone hated. The game sucked. Am I right or wrong, Gigi?
Was it 21 or 20?
It probably 20 because I know they skipped a year.
Yeah, no, you're right. It was 20. It was the one with
20.
Becky Lynch and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, everyone hated 20 because of the glitches.
Terrible.
It sucked. It was not enjoyable to play. The new one comes out. They take out stuff because they had to redo the engine. They take out a lot of stuff. But what did they do? They made the game enjoyable to play. All I'm asking for is to make the game enjoyable to play. When you make Raw enjoyable to watch, I'm not asking you to all of a sudden make Hornswoggle the Universal Undisputed Championship. I'm asking you to give me the gravitas of the women to be just as strong as the men from your announcers. I'm trying to make Raw fun again. Raw was fun that first time Triple H fucking ran it. The other 6 times, it's been on the same level.
Wait, sir. So, excuse me. We skipped, what you said? A year? So it took a year to figure this shit out. So if we're doing
no,
time frame, no, shut up. Well, if we're doing time frame wise,
wait a minute. Here because they had to create the whole entire engine. They didn't take the shit from THQ. They had to remake an entire engine.
And what do you think Triple H is doing right now?
Triple H is not,
he's recreating
Triple H is not remaking WCW.
No, he's not making WCW because he's in WWE. What? Why are we bringing WCW into this?
No, because that's the only way you can equate that.
That's Tony Khan. Leave that nigga over there. We got done with AEW.
If WWE went out of business and Triple H bought it, I can understand where you're coming from because he has to build up the roster again. He has to get the venues. He has to do all the outside work that he's doing. He doesn't have to do none of that. All he has to do is put on a fucking show. He doesn't have to re-sign all of his talent to new contracts and renegotiate anything. He doesn't have to get TV deals. He doesn't have to get bookings for fucking the stadiums and all that other shit. He can put on a show. He walks in on Monday. Everyone's standing there going, "What you want us to do, boss?" Same old shit. Yeah. All right, cool.
Well, 2K22 still has glitches too, so I mean, if you want to use that analogy.
But it's not as bad as it was before.
At least tapping on, I know it's not when you're putting somebody in a submission, but it's 12:30.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we gotta
I got work in the morning.
Yeah.
I have a second day of school. Yeah, 6 o'clock. Let's go school.
All right, yo. And on that note, we're definitely gonna continue this conversation. We always continue it the next week, so we'll find out what Lay thinks about it. We'll let you know, and then
we want to know your thoughts. So let us know. Put it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Send it to your people. If we post stories, repost the stories. We're just here for some wrestling love, fun. We'll fit it. Oh, Kenny and him. Oh, thank you, Kenny. I will be watching. Watch the boys on Monday night as they go ahead and do a Raw watch along on the Knucklehead Network. That's right, Kenny. Put in that work. Let him know. Give him that. Tate quieto. You already know. fine.
Yeah.
Please like, comment, share, subscribe, follow us on every social media.
The link should be in
Follow
the
us.
description.
And we're
Follow
gonna
us,
be
let us know,
subscribing some matches coming up.
We encourage the anticipation, the participation of the chat and everything like that. But on that note, Pro, thank you for stopping by and defending CM Punk, and for blindly following the buzzards on WWE. I'm gonna start calling you Brock Boo. Nah, I'm fucking with you. But appreciate you stopping by. Tony was here before we started and something happened. He couldn't come back on the show. Appreciate you stopping by before. Tony, Kenny couldn't make it, but appreciate you being in the chat and everybody in the chat. Yep, and the Cap for stopping by also. Appreciate everybody in the chat. And on that note, everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead